Hello, world. Let's. Could I get a player to check Twitch and a player to check YouTube? Any volunteers?
Go into Twitch.
We're using a new streaming setup, so before I say anything dramatical here, I want to just make sure the stream's all working.
Yep.
Good on there?
Yep, good in Twitch.
All right, glorious. Hello, world. Welcome to Dolmenwood, the Waning Vale, Session 1. When last we left our heroes, they were playing a completely different game because this is a new campaign. We are here to play Necrotic Gnomes Dolmenwood, based loosely on the old school Essentials rule set. We have a brand new party of ridiculous characters, and we are going to jump in. If you're not familiar with Dolmenwood, this is a Fey Forest campaign setting and standalone role-playing game based on old school Essentials. This is like the most bare bones but modernized version of D&D, original D&D imaginable. It is just 3d6 down the line attribute generation, totally randomized characters, and extremely brutal and unforgiving mechanics. We are here with a brand new party of players that you will recognize. We have Amy, who will be playing Kitty Cotton Socks. Bill, who will be playing Trick of the Light. You'll get to meet all these characters shortly here. David, who is newly joining us. His webcam has turned him into a grayscale version of himself, but a shell of his true self. And we're going to figure that out at some point. But for now, it adds mystique. And he will be playing Indigo and Patchwork. And then we have Hank as Bunglebone Hog Slapper. So, step then, bold and foolhardy adventurer, into the tangled wood, and beware, for little here is as it seems. Bum, bum, bum. All right. Dolmenwood is a forest that exists on the edge of the Fey realm. In ancient times, it was ruled over by wicked and capricious Fey lords, but has now become civilized, quote unquote, by the march of mortal civilization and the influence of the Pluritine Church. The wood is filled with mysteries and dangers, and this campaign is actually being run in two separate threads. One is this online group that you will be able to watch. This group is entirely Fey. They are all Fey, or demi-Fey, in the case of one of them. They are from the Fey realm, and they are a bit more familiar with the forest. They're starting right in the heart of the forest, right in the heart of some intrigue. Separate from this group, I will be running an in-person, over-the-table game where the entire group are mortals who have just arrived on the border of the forest for the first time and know nothing about it. And the reason that I am sharing this is that there's going to be some crossover between the groups. We're occasionally going to have somebody play with one group or the other group. The storylines will intersect. It is one grand campaign, but it is going to be spanning two separate parties at two separate tables. And as we go, there will be more and more opportunities for them to crisscross and interact in various ways. So, without further ado, we find ourselves on the western edge of the Aldweld. The Aldweld basically translates to the Old Wood. The Old Wood makes up about a third of the map that you're looking at right now, kind of the entire eastern third. This map is sort of an in-world player-facing map. It is incomplete, inaccurate, and is general impressions and not to scale of what exists in the forest and where it is as we play. So the forest itself is there are bastions of civilization throughout, but it is largely untamed. The party is going to be exploring, and especially as you get off the beaten paths, things start to get weird. The group is starting their adventure right in the Woodcutters Encampment, which is sort of in the lower center here. It is a settlement on the edge of a major trade river. And it is called the Woodcutters Encampment because it started as a woodcutters encampment and has grown into a full-scale town. I'm going to tinker with my overlay for 1 sec because the chat is a little small. It wasn't quite scaled up enough.
I also don't see the Woodcutters Encampment on Twitch. I just see the whole map.
Yeah, that's all that's
Okay.
up there right now.
Cool.
I will be pulling up the Woodcutters Encampment. Grab my notes.
Cheating. You have notes? We don't have notes yet?
I have so many notes you don't even know, and it's still not enough notes. All right. It is the 4th of Chisting, which is late summer.
Notes!
Notes. In the year 1089, the Woodcutters Encampment.
You said 1089?
Yep. All right. Once truly a mere encampment in the woods, now a village proper and a thriving trade community known as the Camp for short. Streets of tall, wood-paneled, clay-roofed buildings are lined with tiny rows of coppiced hazel, beech, and oak trees. If you're not familiar, coppicing is the practice of like cutting branches of trees really low so that they can sprout new growth. So they look janky and weirdly cut because they're being tended in a very particular way by the locals. Houses in the western part of the village close to the river rest on short stilts to alleviate flooding from the river and the nearby swamp. If you were to follow the river to the northwest from here, you would quickly find yourself in the swamp known as the Hag's Addle. It is a place of dark reputation, and few wander there unless they mean serious business or are well prepared. Many people have become lost or have experienced traumatic and strange happenings while wandering in the Hag's Domain, the swamp to the northwest of here. You're like right on the border of the swamp. If you were to walk off of this map a short distance up to the northwest, you would be just venturing into the Hag's Addle. And this huge river weaves its way through that swamp. They say that the hag haunts the village outskirts at night, bewitching those who glimpse her lantern. Many who have ventured into the swamp to forage or fish claim to have encountered the hag, though the veracity of such tales is uncertain. It is late summer. It's foggy, drizzly, muggy, warm, and there's just a low mist over the entire river. Here we go. If you look at the location on the map, so the key buildings of note in all of the Dolmenwood maps are highlighted in a different color from the other buildings. In this case, all of the blue buildings are the noteworthy buildings that I have detailed out. They're the ones that are particularly highlighted in the book. So I am currently pinging the tavern known as the Stump and Poignard. It is a long, low wooden shack on the edge of the forest to the south. A tree trunk pierces the roof of the tavern with chimneys on either side of it. So it's a tavern with just a huge tree trunk sticking straight up out of the middle of the roof. A few other key noteworthy places here. To the majority of the party, who we will meet in a moment, this is your first time here. You have wandered the forest, you've heard about it, you've been in other parts of the woods, but you're arriving here because you have been called for a job, and you are called to a gathering here. So all of you have arrived at some point in the last 24 hours, and you have seen just a few noteworthy things while you're here. Landmarks, we'll say, which I'm going to call out briefly here. There is a huge tree in the middle of town. The trunk is just absolutely massive. It's one of the thickest trees you've ever seen. It must be ancient beyond comprehension. It has a grassy area roped off in front of it that seems to be used for village gatherings. And there are actually wooden supports holding up some of its lower branches to keep them from sagging so low that they touch the ground. On the west side of town, this little blue shack right by the river, this looks like a little hut that has a huge metal bell inside. There's a multi-story inn right here. That's the tallest building in town. Somebody's microphone is kicking. The tallest building in town is this huge inn right here. It looks a bit fancier and nicer than the tavern that you're meeting at now. You're meeting at kind of the sketchy spot on the outskirts. And then you have a prominent smoke shop right where you walk into town that you saw is called Marrowbold's Smoke Shop. You have the Lodge of the Lumbermasters who run the town down here. And lastly but not leastly, way out here on the outskirts of town, there's a strange black obelisk. You don't know what the deal is with it, but when you came into town, there were villagers gathered around it, and you saw some of them kissing it. Seems like a strange place with strange customs. You notice that the majority of the people here in the town are, well, especially the men, are like big, burly lumberjack types. Most of them are bearded. They have big, thick, woolly shirts on, and they stomp around town. Half of them have axes slung over their backs, because this town makes its money on wood, on the careful cultivation and cutting and preparation and selling of wood and wood crafted items. So we're going to zoom in now to the sorry, not that one. That one right there on the outskirts of town. Oh, sorry. Nope. I'm lying. I'm just full of lies. The Stump and Poignard Tavern, which is this southernmost blue building. Yeah, here we go. The first to arrive in this tavern, it's midday, so the tavern is, like, almost dead. But this tavern has no front door. You can just walk in anytime. It's just an open archway, and outside there's a sign of some, like, dark reddish wood swinging in the gentle breeze, with a bit of condensation dripping down it. And the symbol of the Stump and Poignard is a slim dagger stuck into the side of a great tree stump. The common room is drafty, smells like smoke. The floor is covered in sawdust. It's kind of like a big barn almost. There is not a stool or table to be found in the entire bar. The bar itself is a circular bar in the dead center of this big open room, and it surrounds the huge tree trunk that sticks all the way up through the ceiling. So it seems like the whole bar is built around this big stump for some reason. You can smell slow cooking meat in the pair of fireplaces on the next to the two chimneys that flank either side of the bar and go right up through the roof as well. And when you arrived last night, you heard fiddle playing, people dancing, being merry. Right now, it's real quiet. And the landlord, a stout, round-faced man in his early 40s, probably, with brown eyes, messy black hair, and ruddy cheeks, is standing in the middle of the bar, quietly cleaning mugs in preparation for another night of running the place. He's probably just woken up for the day, and here at like high noon, and he is cleaning up and glances up and sees someone entering the tavern. That would be Bunglebone. Take it away, Hank.
Is it swinging doors or is it one singular door?
There is no door. It's just an open
There's
archway.
no door.
You just stride on in.
I come skipping in through the door, holding my flute in one hand, directing an imaginary choir, whistling in a terrible pitch, cacophonous music, right up to the bar. Well met and good morrow, sir. I am here for an appointed meeting. I may be the first here, but I'm wondering if the Lord has arrived yet.
A pleasure to see you as always, Bunglebone. I was hoping to get to see you again today, of course. Welcome back to this fine establishment. I'm afraid I lack context here. Which lord were you meeting with? Doesn't this sound a little bit above your pay grade?
I'll remove my hat and scratch my big fuzzy black bat head in between my ears, and they'll twitch a little bit. I'll snuffle my nose. I believe it is Lionel Mulbreck. And I'll take a random bow, sweeping my hat down to the ground, stand back up, put it on top of my head. And again, it is a pleasure as always, my good sir.
Why do you always have to do that? Not that it's a problem. I'm happy to have you in my establishment. You know what? Don't answer. I'm doing
Because
a little
one
cleaning.
day- One day when I bow, you'll pass me a drink, and I'll play you a song.
Would you like it to be this day?
Love it to be this day. And I'll
All
put
right.
my flute up to my mouth and start just, it's like, tweet, twat, twat, quack, 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 quack. It's just
Cool.
crazy, cacophonous, insane music.
All right. As he's fetching you a drink, he says, he asks you, is Lionel Mulbreck really coming here today to my establishment?
Well, I can't say for certain, but it was him that I got a letter from. I did reply and said this was the place.
A
Quite
noble of
frankly,
House Mulbreck writing letters to a woodgrew? Fascinating times we live in.
It wasn't specifically to me. It was more just to the denizens of Fairy. You know, that sort of thing.
I see. Well, I've not seen him. If I see him, I'll let you know. He seems a little skeptical. Sorry, I need to refresh this because Roll20 bugged out on me. All right. A few moments later, Indigo and Patchwork. You see Bunglebone go striding in there, and you know that it's close to meeting time. You're just shortly after him. And so you see him stride in there, and you're like, oh, good, this must be the place. And so, yeah, describe your entrance into the stump and poignard.
I walk through the opening, a little weary and cautiously. I've been to a couple of these taverns, and it hasn't worked out the way I would like so far, and I haven't found what I'm looking for. And it's been a hard, last couple of years for me, and so I'm a little hesitant that this is where it's all going to come together. So I stride up to this bat creature, and I say, "Is this really the place?"
I'll start and lower my flute. Good morrow, my tall blue friend. Yes, this is the appointed meeting place, though I do believe you and I are the first to arrive. Tavern keeper, my good friend, the tavern keeper here, quite generous. I just got a drink on the house. Maybe you play him a tune and he gives you one as well.
Oh, I don't drink. No.
I'll have his.
He's about to pour, and he just reaches behind him and grabs a second mug. He's not one to argue with a high-paying customer. So let's see here. I was looking at... Here we go. They serve... let's see. They have a cider called Barrow Blaster. They have a fortified spirit called Bard's Cordial, and they also have a rare and valuable bottle of Buxton Fizz wine up on a shelf that is sealed up well out of reach. What'll it be?
The Bard's Cordial, please.
All right. He pours you the drink, slides it to you, pours you another one, slides it to you. So now you are dual-wielding Bard's Cordials. The rest of your party,
Tuck my flute behind my ear and pick up one in each hand.
Don't get too drunk before this all starts.
I do my best work when I'm drunk.
Arriving at the same time. But we can do these one after another in whatever order you choose. Trick of the Light and Kitty Cotton Socks. Take it away. You're muted, Bill.
Kitty's first.
Well, Trick of the Light, I do believe we're getting here last. This is the last time I take your routes. In the future, we need to, stick with mine.
Oh, but we saw such interesting things on the road.
I mean, we did, but nothing worth monetary value, Trick.
Oh. Nah.
Kitty's gonna come in, and she's just like flicking a coin between like her fingers and like her paws, the fingers on her paws.
She's got hands.
She's got whatever hands cats use.
It looks like something in between from the art, honestly.
Look, I don't know. I just thank you, AI, character art. Yeah, she's flicking a coin between her hands, just like her whiskers twitch when she looks. This place reeks of sawdust. Have you been here before?
Never been here before in my life.
Well, here's hoping for good money and good dreams.
And even more money.
That's my man.
The party's all here. There's no tables to gather around. There's just a sawdust floor and a big open warehouse with a bar in the middle. So make yourselves awkward while you await the scheduled meeting time. You have all met each other, but only Kitty Cotton Socks and Trick of the Light have known each other for a long time. Bunglebone here is sort of the fixer to this engagement. Bunglebone has been around the Woodcutters Encampment a lot more than the rest of you, knows a bit about the locals, and set up this meeting. He contacted Indigo and told you about the meeting and invited you to it, and then also brought in Kitty and Trick for additional backup, because they have many skills between the two of them. And it was specified that this noble is looking for a group of fae to carry out this engagement, whatever it is, and requested Indigo by name. Presumably having heard of your reputation to some extent. So, you all gather around and have an opportunity to chat with one another. You're standing in a circle on the open floor. Bunglebone, who's like half the height of the rest of you, is standing there with a drink in each hand, waiting for the meeting to start. Just sipping from two. What were they called?
How tall are
Bards?
you, Bunglebone?
I have an answer to this. One moment.
With and without the ears.
I am 3 foot 5 inches tall.
And Kitty Cotton Socks. Kitty Cotton Socks, by the way, is a Grimalkin. They are cat fae folk who totally are not Cheshire cats, but totally are Cheshire cats.
3 foot 7 with my ears, good sir.
It's just half
I feel like I
ears.
had it somewhere, but I can't find it.
6 foot with the ears.
I'll tell you.
3'5"
I don't think
without.
he's that much taller than me.
Okay. Anyway, so you're gathered around, shuffling awkwardly when in from the light drizzle outside steps a figure just shy of 5 feet tall, wearing a dark brown cloak, drizzle falling down. It's pulled down so that you cannot see this individual's face, but this person looks pretty small, not broad of build, no big woodgrue ears popping up, and this person steps forward and turns toward the bar, turns toward the group of you. You are the only people in the establishment at noon in the middle of a workday, and pulls back the hood. And this is a child. This is like a 12-year-old child with straight blonde hair, just like cut to his shoulders, blue eyes. His complexion is very pale. His eyes are a little bit bloodshot looking, and his skin is a little bit splotchy in places. You notice that, like, on the side of his face and the side of his neck, he's got some like kind of dark reddish colored patches on his skin. He doesn't look super well to you. He steps inside, glances around, and then slowly approaches your group and sort of nods towards the west wall as far away from the bar as possible, as though beckoning you to follow.
Well, go on, friends. We don't turn away an invitation like this.
Bunglebone, I have better things to do than meet with a kid. Is this why you brought me here?
I don't know who he is yet, but we'll find out together. To the wall.
Hey, a kid's money as good as anyone else's.
Especially when Lord comes at the start of their name.
Lord Kid? That's such a weird name. I thought it was going to be Billy or something.
I'll follow over, both drinks in hand. And when I get close, I'll hold out one of the half drinks, Bard's cordials, to the 12-year-old. Would you like a libation, sir?
No, that won't be necessary. I'm here on business. I don't want to dull my senses at an important time like this. He looks at you a little judgingly.
The Lord
I am Lionel
Sir?
Mulbreck of House Mulbreck.
A pleasure. And I'll bow again, and my hat will fall off, and I'll pick it up and put it back on my head.
He turns towards the tall blue guy. You're looking down on him. He kneels in front of you and says, "A pleasure to make your acquaintance. You must be Indigo in Patchwork. I've heard tales of your bravery."
You're muted.
You're muted, David.
Thank you. I appreciate that, but you're not going to win me over with flattery. I'm here for serious business. And
Of
so,
course. I would expect
what
nothing
is
less, given your reputation. My house has important need. of your services. He turns to the other two and introduces himself, and as Lionel Mulbreck. He thanks you all for gathering for this meeting. He says, "I'll cut straight to it. My mother has need of assistance. Your reputation precedes you, Indigo and Patchwork, and I think you are the right elf for the job. There is, not far from here, an enchanted place that is difficult for my people to access. In this location is a rare treasure, and my house needs it retrieved. This is of the utmost importance, and I beg that you can do this quickly and cleanly and return it to my family. The object we seek is a rare sort of gemstone with magical properties. It will appear..." He rummages through his cloak and pulls out like a vellum scroll that he unrolls, like he's checking his notes. He says, "It should be a pale yellow prism, not much larger than the palm of your hand, with a faint glow from within. It may be weightless, or possibly seem to move of its own volition. The stone was last known to have belonged to one Sir Coberick, an ancestor of mine, who carried it on his person at all times. Long ago, Sir Coberick was in battle with an army of treacherous fae, and he is said to have slain a great fae beast in a magical glade, somewhere in the Aldweld, not far from here. The Aldweld is this whole region of the forest. But, unfortunately, he lost his life in that battle. According to my family's archives, he was entombed in the very glade where the battle took place, with all of his belongings. I have a map here that describes how to locate the glade and Coberick's tomb. The instructions seem strange and contradictory to me, but they're also written partially in High Elvish, which I will never properly understand. So I must be misreading something. Perhaps your attempts will fare better." He hands you, Indigo, the vellum scroll. He says, "Notably, it was recorded that none could ever hope to plunder his tomb but a frost elf, as the guardian heeds only the children of Phrygia," it says. "So now you see why I sought you out, Indigo. I thank you for coming into these lands despite the likely suspicious treatment that you've received from the locals. You may consider yourself, from this moment, a squire of mine. If you would swear fealty to House Mulbreck, then I will be your lord. And should anyone interfere with your work or seek to do wrongly by you, it will be a slight against my noble house, and I will see it avenged twofold. What say you?"
Can you provide me influence and connections
Of
if
course.
I do this?
Of course. My family has wealth. They have knowledge. They have many resources. This whole town owes fealty to my mother and father. We could get you the resources that you require to do whatever just work you would like to see done. But I ask that you tell no one of this, at least not right now, because should it be known that my house is squiring Fae, it might not be received well among some. Of course, I'm sure you know this is an unusual arrangement. And, as I am asking much for very little, in fact, I am asking a great task in exchange for service. Or not even in exchange. I would also see you awarded 400 gold pieces for the retrieval of this gem, and you may keep anything that you find on the way, except for it.
I'm gonna lean over to Chicken Light and be like, I was gonna do that anyway.
Yeah, the gold. That sounds. The gold is not my biggest interest, but it helps, and as long as this will gain me some influence in this mortal realm, then I'm ready to go. Now, I'm totally ready to go. I have some questions. I understand. I don't expect you to tell me everything about this gym, but does your family have any rumors about its powers? Like, do we, can we look at it, or is it going to turn us to stone? Is there anything we need to know about this gym that's been passed down through your family other than what's in this scroll?
I'm afraid I must maintain some amount of secrecy in this matter. However, I can say that it is harmless, and its powers are divinatory in nature.
Okay.
The scroll that I have handed you is what you might describe as a sort of treasure map, but really it's a set of notes and instructions on how to locate the place. Once there, your guess is as good as mine. No member of my family has seen it for hundreds of years, and I just sincerely hope that the information that you're given here turns out to be true and not some sort of goose chase.
If I may, my lord, while I have you, would you mind signing this contract about the 400 gold pieces and any free loot found along the way?
I'm afraid that won't be necessary. My
really
word is much more valuable than any contract.
I would prefer something written, but okay, I suppose I will sign it in your stead.
You are more than welcome to do that. Now,
I sign it and tuck it in my hat.
okay. Chat can't handle you not being run Ral Kank.
I'm sorry.
Hello. All right. I must be going. I have other important business, and I need to make it back to our manor before nightfall. I bid you farewell. You will have no trouble contacting me if need be. I ask that you speak to the Woodcutters Lodge about contacting me should you need to. I do not recommend visiting my home directly. You will have no trouble locating me on short notice should you need to through contacts here in the town. Will there be anything else?
Discretion. We get it.
Thank you. All right. He
Remind
pops up the hood.
note taker where we're supposed to go again. I'm sorry, I missed that one.
Nobody knows yet. It's all on the scroll.
It's written down.
Yeah.
I meant when we meet back up.
Oh, yeah.
said
He
to find
told
him
you
where?
to go meet with the leadership at the Woodcutters Lodge and tell them that you need to contact Lionel Mulbreck because he's put in a word with them. So they will get in touch when need be. He wants you to go through an intermediary to contact his family. He doesn't want you showing up at the doorstep. Apparently. Okay? All right.
Got it, thanks.
He pops the hood, he steps back out, looks both ways, and then steps back out into the light drizzle outside. He comes up less than a quarter of the height of the doorway as he's stepping out. He looks tiny, just stepping back out into the rain, and disappears into the fog, leaving the four of you here together.
Once he's out of sight and out into the fog, sickly little whelp, isn't he?
I thought he'd be taller.
I'll down my other drink and put the cup down on the ground. So, are we about this then?
400 gold pieces.
Had me at 400 gold and getting to have whatever loot we want to steal, acquire on the way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with this, but listen, I need serious companions, and so I'm a little nervous right now about how this is going to go.
You have nothing to worry about, Fred. We are absolutely serious about this.
I am always serious about my money.
Kitty is very trustworthy. I don't know why you would doubt her in any way.
Now let's have a look at this scroll.
All right. Open up the scroll. I like that we're all just standing in the middle of a huge sawdust warehouse having this whole conversation. But you open up the scroll. Yeah,
It's as private as anywhere else. Nobody else is here.
There appears to be no such luxury in this place. But you'll have to stoop down a bit for everybody to see it if you want them to. You're the leader of this outfit, Indigo.
Yeah.
Is it suspicious that it's written in High Elvish when this is a record from a human house?
You skim over it, and it looks like most of it is written in a slightly antiquated version of Woldish, which is kind of the human common tongue, but there are notes written in High Elvish. In a couple of places. So, having a look, here's what it says. It says there's a little preface at the top in very neat, like cursive handwriting, super teeny tiny, that says that this is transcribed from the archives of House Mulbrek in. Sorry, what is the? My brain. Yes, from the archives of Bogwit Manor, and it's dated as earlier this year. Somebody went through and transcribed this onto fresh vellum from their archives, and it is titled "Notes on the Accessing of the Adventitious Glade." It's a series of instructions, and I'm going to read them to you. It says, first, to access the glade, one must become lost in Aldweld in spring or summer. Upon becoming sufficiently lost, plant an acorn in a mound of soft soil in a patch of sunlight. Water it judiciously. Travel 50 paces east and then 200 paces west. Do not tarry or pause. Afterwards, you will be able to see the glade just on the edge of your vision. It says, and then it describes the glade as it has a few notes that are transcribed directly from some old records, and parts of these are in High Elvish, which to anyone that is not an elf is notoriously impossible to read or pronounce. It is a language that mortal scholars, try as they might, cannot seem to master. It is like a uniquely elven thing. But the notes in High Elvish describe the glade as a place where a great battle between knights and fae between human knights and fae invaders took place centuries ago. Dominated by a large lake, and it describes the presence of a great beast that was there that almost bested the mortal forces engaged in the clash until a brave hero defeated it. And then there is it says a note written in a different hand. There's a note that says that what I'm about to read is a note that was written in a different hand in a margin of the original text. And it is just in High Elvish the words, "Open stump in the grove." And that is all that you have.
You said it was 50 paces west, and then what?
50 paces west, and then 200 paces east.
Yeah, man wants to drop a word like judiciously and expects me to be able to catch up with that.
So yeah, these instructions appear nonsensical, contradictory, and not particularly informative. as to what to expect. And
Definitely elvish.
definitely. And I lost my thought. Yeah, that's what you have. Oh yeah, and the instructions for how to find the place start with getting lost in the Aldweld, which if we want to back out for a moment, let me switch us over to our overworld blank map here. There we go. So here's our overworld map. I have your red flag on the hex where the Woodcutters Encampment is. In fact, I will move it so that it is directly on the Woodcutters Encampment, because the Woodcutters Encampment is right on the southeast corner of this hex. This hex is actually, so hex 1009 here is actually mostly swamp, and it is swamp in the boundary at the edge of the Hag's Addle. If you were to continue northwest, you would be going straight into the Hag's Addle swamp. Let me see. There we go. The Aldweld. It says that you need to get lost in the Aldweld in spring or summer, and it's late summer now. As the first step of instructions. The Aldweld encompasses the area of the hex to the northeast and southeast of you, as well as to the south. You're mostly surrounded by Aldweld. The only way that you're not in the Aldweld is if you march straight up into the Hag Swamp. So you're actually free to go in just about any direction here to try to get lost. And in the process of trying to get lost, you might see any number of things depending on where you go, and dice. Keep in mind, this game is chaos, and I cannot ensure your safety while wandering in the Dolmenwood. It's full of terrible things.
I have
So
such
good luck.
complex feelings about being told to get lost by a scroll. Like, that's just offensive.
Now-
Honestly, if it was Forbidden Lands, it'd just take one survival roll and we'd be lost.
I was going to ask who was doing the lead the way. Out of habit.
Now, okay, I've checked the map here. Yeah, the hexes bordering this one to the northeast and southeast are both part of the Aldweld, as is the hex directly to the north, and half of the hex to the south, because it sort of follows the river, where the boundary of the Aldweld is. So you could theoretically go north, northeast, southeast, or south, and still be in the Aldweld if you want to try to wander and get lost. The only feature you know about in the immediate area is one that Bunglebone will be familiar with. Bunglebone, you know that there is a manor just to the southeast of you, in that next hex over, that is just a few miles outside of the Woodcutters Encampment, called Fernbowl House, and that is where the ruler of the Woodcutters Encampment lives. It is his private manor in the woods, and you know him to have been somewhat reclusive as of late. He only comes into the town on business.
So our goal is to get lost, which seems easy enough because the only person who really knows where we are is Bunglebone. So what if we just blindfold him and walk in a direction? Because the rest of us aren't going to know where we are anyway, but at least we'll be able to find our way back.
Now, notably, in the Aldweld, they say that the Aldweld is the safest part of Dolmenwood, as it is the most civilized and easiest to navigate, and it has many paths and many roads. But they also say that you should be exceptionally careful not to get lost in the Aldweld, because off the roads, the lines between this world and the unpredictable and dangerous world of the Fae grow pretty thin. And it's sometimes hard to predict where you're going to find yourself when you get lost in the Aldweld.
Well, if no one has any particular direction we should go in, I say we just head to the northeast and hopefully end up going south at some point by accident.
Okay, I'm all right with that.
Into Hex 1208.
Why not?
1109.
1109. Got it.
1208.
Wait.
What?
Yeah, we're in 1109.
Hold on. You're supposed to be... The Woodcutters Encampment's in 1109. I have you shifted. Sorry.
What?
I'm going to pick up your whole
Oh.
drawing. I'm going to pick up your whole
I
drawing.
thought we were in
and move it over.
1009.
Yeah, I moved everything over. The Woodcutters Encampment's in 1109. I had you anchored
Oh,
in the
now
wrong
it
spot.
makes more sense.
Yeah, 1208. Sorry.
I don't like maps, guys. This is crazy. Northeast.
1208.
1208.
Close your eyes.
Wait.
Do we need anything before we
well.
leave?
That is a good question. You should check that you have food, water, tools, equipment, anything that you want. If you want to talk to anybody or do anything in town, if you want to wait till a particular time of day, that's up to you.
Well, I have no food because on the things it had for starting equipment, a healthy diet wasn't one of them.
Yeah, I didn't see food or water as options in
I thought it had
character creation.
provisions. But I
Let's
wasn't sure
check.
what that.
Unless under weapons by club, it meant club soda, I have nothing to drink.
Or
Uh-huh.
sandwich.
Ooh, yeah.
124. Do you have starting money beyond your starting equipment?
I have $0, but I just
No.
assumed I'd be poor.
I didn't see where I would have starting money, even though I feel like I low-key should.
Yeah, mine just said armor and weapons for
Okay.
starting equipment.
There's a place to roll. Everyone gets a common clothes, 2 preserved rations, water skin, tinderbox,
Okay.
and a backpack.
Go ahead and add those if they're not already on your sheet, everyone.
And then also, I forget, somewhere there's a place to roll. It might be 2d6 or 3d6 for your gold when you start. Let me see, I can find that.
I see it. Perfect. Yep.
You said common clothes, 2 preserved rations, water skin, and tinderbox?
Let's see.
Yeah, common a belt pouch containing 3d6 gold pieces, a backpack containing 2 preserved rations, a water skin, and a tinderbox.
Where
That's
is
common
this, guys?
clothes. On page 19.
We're real professional, y'all. Sorry about this. Bear with us.
I'm also carrying a scroll and a scroll case, which is our map, I guess.
And I have a book.
So yeah, it sounds like you're all broke, but you have enough supplies to go out on one little adventure that lasts for like 2 days.
You guys think it'll be longer than that? I mean, we got to get lost in the woods. That'll take a day. Maybe we should get 3 days worth of stuff. I'm a little nervous.
This is some nonsense that I've got such pitiful rolls for money. Jeez. We all rolled a natural 1.
I only have 8, so I'm kind of right there in there.
And then adventuring items, choose or roll up to 4 items from the adventuring table item below.
Is there a money slot?
Yeah, it's right below
Source
items and
item.
equipment. Yeah, it's the very last one. Yeah.
Josh, would we know if we had dark vision?
You don't.
That sounded like the question of a jackass, but I meant it genuinely as a cat. Like,
Only if it says it under your kin type.
okay.
Josh, did you want us to roll for adventuring items, or can I do the choose part?
Everybody rolled, I think.
Everyone rolled
for
I
the
didn't roll.
wait. For the
No, I didn't.
sorry, I thought you were talking about the class starting gear. Yeah, for the regular
No.
adventuring items you can pick. That's fine.
Okay, yeah.
For the generic ones, yeah.
Cool. Because I would like to have a bedroll to sleep on.
All right. Let's see. Is everybody just getting their gear figured out?
Yep, I got my 4 items.
Does anybody have rope?
Yep.
Yes.
Cool, I was about to get it, and then I was like, you know what? Let me just ask.
You can never have too much rope.
I like having rope too, but I am going to grab a crowbar because it seems like a random thing that's very situational. I got some torches too, since apparently I don't have dark vision. Josh
So
was supposed to laugh at that, and he didn't, and now I feel like a jerk.
that's because I was checking travel rules. So, David, are you wearing heavy armor, medium armor?
Yes. Plate mail, which is 500 weight, I think.
Okay.
My total weight is 923 right now.
Okay. That means you are heavily encumbered right now. You travel very slowly when hauling all of that gear with you. 900 weight? What weighs that much? How much is the armor?
500.
I see.
Then the lance is 100 and the shield is 100. And then the backpack is 50.
Yeah. That's a lot. Oh, it says that you can ignore for weight tracking purposes. Or sorry. Never mind. It's a simplification that bundles the backpack with other stuff. Yeah, you're heavily encumbered, and so your move speed is going to be like a quarter of normal while carrying all that stuff. If you could lose 100 coins worth of weight, you would go substantially faster.
I will gladly carry 100 coins for you, buddy.
You could travel very fast if you could somehow get below 600.
Let's see. I mean, I can't get rid of my weapons, you guys. My shield, my lance, my armor. That's 700.
Do you have a weapon other than the lance?
No. I mean, the shield, but no. Let's see. How much do I need to get under again?
To get under, if you get under 600, then you'll be nearly full speed. Let's see.
That's the next cutoff. I do need a horse. That's right. Eventually I get a horse.
Yeah, a
Maybe.
horse would help with this a lot.
But that's, I think, part of it. Knights, I rolled for, my armor, and knights can get plate mail.
You're like comically encumbered right now, but you can also just play like that. It's just a question of, do you want to be clanking through the forest at a 1/4 normal speed? Or in general.
I mean, if my teammates don't mind me being slow, then...
You can also set things down, like, to do things, as long as you put things in a safe location, but...
Okay.
How do I know on my character sheet how much something weighs?
I think there's a table at the very end. Or not at the very end, but near the end.
I'm looking right now. I had it in my notes for my weapon, how much my weapons weighed, but I'm looking for the other.
Well, no, I mean, I see total weight, but like I just wrote in my items for like equipped and stowed. It just says total weight 44.
So, did you change the quantities next to the items? Because
Yeah.
those circles equal 0. I saw my weight
Right.
change when I changed it.
Yeah, but like, how does it know? Like, because there's no way a bag of 20 marbles weighs as much as a spear.
What was the question? We're using weight measured in coins. We're using that method, not the slots method.
Okay, so I need to pick weight.
Mm-hmm. There's two
On
methods
the
of weight
numbers
tracking
method.
for the game. There's a slot method and a coins method, and I'm using the coins method because it's a little more
Okay,
straightforward.
so I need to pick weight on the items and equipment.
Mm-hmm. I don't think anybody but David needs to fret over this right now. He's just carrying so much equipment that he
Okay.
literally would reduce the party's traveling speed from like 30 or 40 down to 10, which is not even enough to reach an adjacent hex before nightfall if you would go today.
So I guess, could I ask someone to carry what's in my backpack? My backpack, would that be possible?
Recruit yourself a little squire here in the party.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a knight. Come on, I need a squire. Would so that's but hold on. That would only get me realistically under. A water skin weighs half as much as a lance. Hold on. Maybe
I again don't see how you're
there
seeing
was a
weight here.
table somewhere.
Yeah.
Let me find that table. Let's see.
It's on 116.
There we go.
You need to get...
I don't think I was using the coin method when I was doing this.
Mm.
Oh, that's capacity. Never mind. Don't worry about that.
Have you got that figured out?
I just changed the quantities, and it's giving me total weight 27, but I keep trying to change from slots to weight, and it's not changing anything.
It's okay. We can figure it out another time. But in the interest of keeping it moving, if you can get your weight under 800 coins, David, then the party will have the movement speed necessary to... let's see, travel... Yeah, you will have enough travel to reasonably reach the location. You got to get below 800 coins. If you have more than that, it means you really need a mount to haul that stuff, or a squire, or a hireling, or to help distribute it with the rest of the party, or to store something somewhere.
Can I take off like my pants? I mean, not. Can I make my plate armor like cover my top half and less so my bottom half?
Sir Indigo, I will gladly help carry some of your possessions.
Great, thank you. Let's see here. My backpack. What would that get me under? That would get me 100. 180. Okay, that would actually get me. Sorry, just doing math in my head. 270 down. So I would be something like 7:30, something in that range. Is that better?
Yeah, if you're below 800, then the party will have enough movement to actually get to another hex and poke around a little bit.
Great. Okay.
All right. So you're going to pass off some stuff to Bunglebone?
Yeah,
Who will help
thank
carry
you very
things?
much.
What things are you carrying for him, Bunglebone? You don't have to transfer it between the sheets. You can just make a jot a note.
Whatever he
My
needs me to carry, I
backpack,
guess.
which contains my common clothes, my rations, my water skin, my tinderbox, my bedroll, and my tent.
Okay. So you're carrying a bunch of his adventuring supplies, Bunglebone. Now you and him are both moderately encumbered rather than him just being so unable to move that he can't even travel through the woods.
Thank you, Bunglebone. That is a fine offer here at the beginning of our adventure.
I told you you were in good hands, my friend.
All right. So, would you like to set off today, immediately? Or would you like to find a place to stay for the night and head out in the morning? It's about noon now. There's time enough to get into the next hex and start trying to get lost. It may get dark and you might have to camp.
I say we go ahead and head out. What better time to get lost than leaving in the middle of the day completely unprepared?
All right.
Okay, Trek. Let's do it then.
All right. You're starting a little late in the day, but also you're fresh because you've done no traveling today. So you will be able to get your full travel point allotment for the day, which will be 4 travel points, which is based on the party's speed. It costs 3 travel points to enter into Tangled Wood, which is what that next hex over is. So as you travel, this is difficult, wooded terrain. 1208 over there is it is thick, dense woods with lots of vines and thorns and rocky crags. As you travel, the terrain is boggy. There are lots of low puddles, little streams that you have to kind of stomp your way through. It's lots of up and down terrain, and there's also sharp, jagged, black boulders all around the area. By the time it's like kind of mid to late evening and the sun is getting a little orangey, you are wandering in 1208 over there. If you are... So normally your chances of... Let's see. Normally your chances of getting lost... I'm going to make a roll for something before rolling to see if we get lost. But normally your chances of getting lost are 2 and 6, so you would have to roll a 1 or a 2 on a d6 to get lost. You can double that if you just aren't paying attention to maps. Your natural sense of direction might make it hard to get lost, though, so you might actually wander and still be able to tell where you are and not be sufficiently lost. Or double back to places you recognize accidentally and be like, oh, I know where we are again. So I'll assume that your random wanderings double your chances of getting lost. But first, I'm going to make a roll. All right. First roll of the campaign. Yeah, you're going to have an encounter, but I need a moment. You have the opportunity. Why don't you discuss amongst yourselves, since you're all getting to know each other while you're walking?
Maybe we should have slept and gone out tomorrow.
Oh, there's nothing to worry about.
Nighttime's the best time to move around, Indigo. Come on.
Plus, it's not like there's anything out there in the dark that ain't out there in the light.
I don't know.
Well spoken. No reason to be a coward. I thought you were a knight.
Yeah, you got all that fancy armor on you. I'm pretty sure you could get hit by any number of things and be completely fine.
I believe he's technically a squire.
It is true. I am a squire, but I've worked hard. I've worked long enough that I set some standards for how I work now, and then so that includes should have stayed in the inn last night before I came out.
Yes, but staying in inns costs money.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
And your new liege lord didn't decide to pay us early.
That's right.
We did miss a wonderful party at that tavern.
There was a party? No wonder there wasn't any furniture.
There's always parties at that tavern.
Really?
I mean, it's a bunch of humans together drinking. Is that not what a party is?
Oh, I thought they did that whenever someone died.
As you hike through the jagged and difficult woods terrain, you actually see at the edge of your sight, coming up over the crest of a hill, a group of 3 people. They pause and look at you from a distance. They appear to be dressed as peasants, wearing brown cloaks, which they have pulled up to protect against the drizzle. They have backpacks on. They have walking sticks on. There is a trio of them, and one of them is limping pretty heavily, like he's dragging his foot behind him, and the other 2 are walking on either side of them, and they stop and exchange words for a moment among themselves, while still at a distance of about 100 feet.
Careful, guys. I think that we look a little dangerous.
Oh, it's fine. We can walk up to them, and they'll see me. They'll see my armor. They'll see, that there's nothing to worry about. This is a safe part of the forest or the swamp, and we'll find out why they're limping. We'll get some information.
As the group's resident, most human mortal thing, do I have any instincts or insight as to what's going on with these people? Do they just look like regular travelers, or?
They're dressed in a common way. They don't appear to be armed. There are 2 humans among them, one of them limping. The third one, as you study them more closely, appears to be a Breggle. He's a goat person with like curved horns sticking out of his head. Breggles, commonly known fact, you can tell their social status by the length of their horns, because the length of their horns changes to match their social status. He has very short horns. This is a poor Breggle.
Poor Breggle.
Well met and hail, travelers! And I'll wave at them and start walking.
They
in that
wave
direction.
at you, and they will head your way and meet you. The limping man seems to lead the group. He steps forward and he says, "Hail there! I am Bayo of Castle Brackenwold. We did not expect to meet Fae along this route. What brings you this far into the Aldweld?"
We are looking to be lost.
"Come again."
Are you lost?
"No, I am very much found. I am on pilgrimage."
Where to?
"Well, the Crystal Caves, just some distance to the north. We're hoping to make it there before nightfall. The crystals are said to have fantastic healing properties. I'm hoping to have the full use of my leg back before night's fall."
Yes, for the limp, of course. Well,
"Too long have I put up with this useless thing," and he's like hitting it with his walking stick.
Why haven't you come to the Crystal Caves before then?
"Well, I only learned about it recently. It's a secret shared only among those in the know. A gentleman told me about it. I met him in the castle. He told me that the crystals there can cure any ailment overnight."
Okay, well, that's not exactly what we're looking for. Have you seen anything suspicious on your journey in the forest yet?
"Well, no. Not suspicious. Nothing more suspicious than a group of elves and a woodgrew and a grimalkin striding around at nightfall trying to be lost." We thought you were robbers at first.
We thought you were robbers.
Oh, would you like to join us on our journey to the Crystal Caves? I think they're supposed to be not far from here.
No, I don't believe any of us need any particular maladies healed. Plus, going to a specific place kind of sounds like the opposite of getting lost.
I agree with Trick of the Light.
Very well. I wish you luck on your travels, friends. We must be going before nightfall.
Oh,
I'll send them off with a little cacophonous tune on my flute.
Okay.
break a leg.
Did you really just say that? One sec, just making a note.
Have a Breggle break Trick's legs.
Okay. All right, let's roll to see if you get lost. You got a 2/3 chance of it. You're trying not to think about the fact that they gave you a landmark. Who would like to be the anti-navigator that rolls a d6?
Oh, I think I would love to.
All right, go for it. On a 1, 2, 3, or 4, you get lost. On a 5 or 6, you're going to stumble on a trail that's marked and be like, damn it! Hey! You lost. Very nice. Very nice.
This
The trick
not look
is-
familiar to me.
The trick is to not have been paying attention to what that Lord was saying the whole time. I don't even know what we're doing out here. I heard 400 gold, and that's when I stopped listening.
You're going against all of your best instincts, wandering in the Aldweld away from any marked trails. Sorry, go ahead, Amy.
I was going to say the trick is you. I'm pointing a bill.
Who's never heard that one before? She's just joshing you. The trail.
Ooh.
The trail is put it on my bill. The trail, going off of the beaten trails in the Aldweld, goes against everything that you have been told. The forest here gets weirder and weirder. You start feeling like all of the jagged boulders and weird dips and like swampy, marshy patches are just looking the same. And after a while, it's getting dark. You can no longer tell what direction the sun is in. And you feel like every direction looks exactly the same. And you have no idea how to get back to town before nightfall, even if you wanted to. You feel lost.
Well, Trick, we are positively lost.
I
Good
told you
job,
I'm great.
buddy.
Told you I'm great at finding shortcuts. That's why we got to that inn early.
We were late, buddy. We were late.
Well, maybe we should just set up camp here and find a nice patch of sunlight in the morning. Anyone got an acorn?
Yeah, who can find us an acorn?
I can look for it.
I can rule that it's trivial
I
after
can
walking
that.
through the woods all day.
Fret not, fellows, I shall scale this great tree and find an acorn for us.
There's one right at your feet.
I'll
Yeah,
step
I'm
towards
just
the
not
tree,
bending
turn
down
around,
wood.
bend over, pick it up. I have found the acorn.
Okay, hold on to that, Bunglebone. We will need that in the morning.
I'll put it in my hat.
Okay. So you're doing what now? You
I
gotta
mean,
camp?
it's nighttime. Let's camp.
The sun is setting, but that's fine.
Well, we need a patch of sunlight, is what the thing said, right?
Yeah, that's true. All right, cool.
Josh, I swear to God, if all of this is just trivial and we could just like walk in a random direction.
It did also though say to not dilly dally. So I think we should plant it in the morning and then do our pacing. We got to plant it and then water it. So we might need to find, either we got to give up our water or find a water source around here. But then I think it said, yeah, don't dilly dally. So maybe we should do it in the morning.
All right. You can set up a camp without. Let's see. The conditions are not particularly bad for setting up a camp tonight. You can find wood and get a fire going. When you camp in this game, depending on the season and the weather, there may be die rolls involved, and you may be tired the next day if you do not camp comfortably. But in summertime, when it's not actively raining, in the type of terrain that you are in, you can make a campfire and rest. You can also, let's see. You can also rest easy without a fire if you choose to. However, if you do make a fire, someone could try to cook, and cooking is a wisdom check that if you cook a great meal for the party, meaning if you do well on your wisdom check, you could give them all a +1 bonus to Constitution for the following day. Oh, +1 bonus to Constitution checks made to rest, it says.
I have to roll a Constitution check to rest?
Yep.
It's like the real world.
Oh, hold on. It actually says in summertime, you can rest with no campfire in default terrain with no issues. So you can it's late summer and it's not actively raining, so you could all just throw down bedrolls and sleep and not even need a fire, and you're all auto rested without having to roll any dice. If the weather is bad or the season is bad, or the terrain is worse, then there could be die rolls involved. But because it is late summer, you can rest without penalty. So you don't actually have to roll anything. So you just rest. We just declare that you rest. The night passes uneventfully, and you awake the next day. It's very foggy, but and you wake up remembering where you are, which is the same thing as forgetting where you are. And yeah, dawn of the second day. It is now the 5th of the month. The 5th of Chisting, 1089. Chisting. Yesterday was a moot day. Today is a frisk day.
Like frisky or?
It's like a Friday now. It's frisk day.
Oh.
Tomorrow is egg fast. But anyway.
God, it's almost the weekend.
Almost the weekend. Maybe the Woodcutters will be partying when you get back.
Is there any patches of sunlight? Yeah.
You can wander a bit until you find an area where the trees are parted enough to let a shaft of sunlight come shining down through the fog like a column. It's also an early morning mist that will probably part shortly. So you can go around and find a parting in the trees where there is a place that you think might work well, and then sort of wait it out until the sun is coming in clearer.
As soon as I see a little patchwork, I'm gonna dig a small hole. Bungle bung, you got that acorn?
I'll bring the acorn over, remove my hat, throw the acorn in the hole, and help her push dirt back over it.
Water. Somebody got water.
I'll open up my water skin and judiciously water the acorn.
There's a soaking patch of mud in a little pile over top of an acorn on the top of a little hillock where the trees part in the forest.
Josh, can I ask a world question?
Yeah?
Does the sun rise in the east and set in the west here?
It absolutely does.
Bill, you got
well, good, because we are lost.
I'm rise in the east. Cool. Then I'm gonna point at the sun. Point over my shoulder. All right. That way. 50 steps. Let's get to it.
It's actually really difficult to go east 50 steps because you're going straight over some like jagged rocks and right through a big muddy puddle. You're going to get your feet wet and like all the way up to knee deep. maybe close to waist deep if you're one of the short people.
I just want to point out my notes say 50 paces west, so either I wrote it
Say west.
down wrong or we are walking in the wrong direction.
No, I definitely said I
Josh
looked
got it
to
wrong.
what direction
Oh.
the sun is pointing and pointed over my shoulder. Josh said we walk east.
Okay, got it. Yeah, you walk west. Go for it.
1,
You said we're tripping over mud and stuff?
3,
Yeah. You're all going to
4,
get muddy and sludgy.
5.
By the time you've gone 50 paces, you turn back, and because of the elevation changes and all the stuff in the way, you can't really see where your little acorn mound was anymore.
Well,
You-
we'll see it
you
in
count
50
out the paces.
We got 150 west to go.
You count out the paces. Who's walking in front? What's our marching order here?
I'll be
I
up front.
should-
I'm great at counting.
Oh, okay, great, excellent.
I'll
Bill's
be
in front.
behind you because I got short little legs.
All right, trick of the
I
light.
Find my height. I'm 3'5".
You
1,
count 50. What do you do
two.
when you hit the last step?
I look forward. I turn 180 degrees. And I start counting 1, 2 with each new step.
You have to sidestep your friends a little bit because they are still taking the 50 paces forward. And so you double back over the party, and then you go. You walk and walk and walk. When you come up over the little hillock, the forest in front of you looks different. You start counting your way back, and by the time you've gone 50 paces back, you're looking around, you have no idea where your acorn is. This is different terrain than you were in before. The geography has changed a bit. There's like a little river down below, and you're just walking as though in a different patch of forest.
Looks like I found our shortcut.
I think it means it's working.
You go 150
Well.
more paces.
Mhm.
Up ahead, you see a little patch of dirt that is the start of a trail that leads off into the forest to the north, and you can see a little parting in the trees where it seems to open out into a clearing up ahead.
Is this at 200 paces?
Yeah, 200 paces takes you right to the edge of a little dirt path.
You really did it, Trick. Looks like that's the glade we've been looking for.
Perfect. What was the rest of this riddle?
I thought it just said when we stand there, we would be able to see it from that spot, see the beginning of the glade from the spot. But then in High Elvish written on the side, I'm not going to speak it, in this tongue, and you wouldn't even understand it. But
I can speak High Elvish.
that's right.
You think just because you got all that fancy armor and you sound all holy, you're better than me?
I apologize. You're exactly right. It said we gotta look for a stump, something like an opening in a stump.
I'm gonna climb the nearest tree and look for a stump.
Well, you haven't made it to the clearing yet. It looks like up ahead the path opens out into a broad clearing. You're at the
Then
base
I'll
of a
keep
path.
going until I get to the clearing.
Do I see a large lake?
You do.
clearing?
You step out into the clearing, and you're on a dirt path that is... there's a huge open clearing, and there's a lot to see, actually. This clearing is hundreds of feet across. There is, up ahead, a big lake that you can see that occupies kind of the middle third of the clearing. The lake itself is probably 150 to 200 feet across, and it looks like it has a little overgrown island in the middle of it that takes up about a third of its width, and a whole lot of other stuff. I'm going to share the map. You are here. I don't think it's letting me... Oh, I'm clicking on the wrong one. There we go. I have the little red flag to show where you are. You've just come out into the clearing. The clearing is surrounded by dense forest. The trees are very tight and close together, and it looks pretty dark beyond. And the clearing itself, you're taking in a lot of features just at a glance, which I'm going to run through real quick at just what you can see. Off to the north from the path, which is up on the map, you can see what appear to be some big shrubs covered in berries. Off to your right, to the southeast, you see what looks like an old burned out campsite. Up ahead, you see that the dirt path turns into a big dirt clearing, and the dirt clearing is filled with holes, little mounds, and little mounds with tiny trees poking up out of them. In the center of the clearing, up to the northeast of you, you can see the lake that I described, which has a little overgrown island in the middle. To the north of you, the path goes through just a dense, tangled, thorny briar patch that looks very difficult to navigate. On the far side of the clearing from you, on the far side of the clearing with all of the little mounds, you can see what appears to be like a big shiny puddle of some dark substance, and it's surrounded by huge fallen trunks or logs, it looks like. Way across the lake from you, you can make out a forest where you see trees with shiny metal things hanging from them. Far up to the north, beyond the briar patch, you can faintly make out a stone mound of some sort, right in the middle of the trail. Up beyond that, you can see a big broken off tree standing up that is just poking up beyond the stone mound. Way up in the north end of the clearing, kind of the biggest feature in the whole area, is some sort of bizarre plant formation that looks like 4 trees that have grown together with just big bulbous green growths all over the top of it in like a big orb. It looks like the weirdest plant thing you've ever seen. And next to that, you see what appears to be like a little fenced-in garden of some sort. The trail circles the entire clearing, and also on the far side of the clearing, the trail goes east back into the forest through a similar sort of parting in the trees that you just stepped through. The one other thing is that since stepping out into this clearing, there is like there are low-hanging clouds that seem just barely higher than the treetops, that are dense and thick and hanging just above the whole clearing. It's like there's a ceiling of clouds that gets very thick and very dense, like just above the treetops, over the whole clearing, so that you can't even really see the sky at all here.
Well, perhaps we should just make our way around the lake.
You're muted, David.
Thank you. Are those
He was
berries...
speaking High Elvish, I think. I understood him.
Are those berries in like rows, or do they look like they were cultivated? Is this a garden of some kind?
That's a good question. I would say they look like they were planted, but like they're not very well tended. They are not trimmed. They're a bit jagged looking, and they are loaded up with berries. It looks like there's a mix of shrubs with red berries and shrubs with blue berries. And they're full of them.
Oh, I'm gonna start wandering over to where all the little mounds are with trees and whatnot, and I want to see if I see a fresh mound that looks watered.
Okay.
No tree coming out of it.
What's the rest of the party do?
I'll follow Trick and see if he's onto anything. I'm interested in these berries.
Sounds good. So while exploring unknown areas, we're going to use the game's rules for dungeon timekeeping, which is basically each time you do an action or traverse an area within the larger area, which you can think of this kind of like a dungeon where the different sort of points of interest are rooms. Whenever you do an action that takes a few minutes, that's a dungeon turn. Whenever there's a dungeon turn, there's a chance that something might wander across you, something might change, and you are expected to have to take a break and sit and rest for a while after about every 4 or 5 of those dungeon turns, since you are being careful and taking your time and focusing. So you'll have to sit and take a rest to not become exhausted about once every 4 of those. Okay?
Cool.
So here's your first. You come to the dirt clearing in the path. There's dozens of little mounds, and some of them have saplings of varying heights. Some of them are just mounds or just mounds with something barely poking through. And some of them are like big holes in the ground that are wider than the individual mounds are by about 3 or 4 times over. Walking around, you do see that there is exactly one mound that is freshly wet and muddy looking, with nothing growing out of it.
Well, stick some wood on my head and call me a braggle. That's our acorn right there, folks. Found our way in.
Do you think these mounds are from other people who have tried to come to this glade?
Maybe the berries were too. Maybe every single plant in here is a wish to come into this little glade.
I've been here in Dolmenwood for a while, but I'm not very familiar with flora and fauna. And so, does anyone here have any experience with these berries? Do they recognize these?
These berries look familiar in any type of way? I mean, we're not at the berries. We're at the trees. I'm assuming they're all acorns.
Oh, that's right. I thought there were berries there, too.
Do all these trees look the same? Do they all look like they're oaks?
Those are the berries. Got it. Okay.
The trees, they do all look like oak saplings, yeah. Go ahead.
Man, I'm gonna be pretty irked if this thing is already gone by all these people who've come here before us.
I didn't know where to look.
Yeah, let's try and find this stump then.
All right. Immediate surroundings, there's a little old burned out campfire with some logs around it to the southwest of you, and to the southeast of you, you now see those big long limbs and or big long trunks that are broken off and laying smashed or broken or decayed. And in the center of them is a big puddle of an opaque, shiny purple substance. A big puddle of it, about 15, 20 feet apart.
I'm gonna toss a stick into it.
The stick hits the surface, and the surface sort of, it sinks down, but the surface, the motion of the surface tells you that this is like the consistency of honey almost, but purple. It's like some kind of slime. And the stick is going to sink down under the surface and then disappear. And just some bubbles come up, and the bubbles release a little bit of steam or vapor of some sort.
Well, let's not touch that.
As she says this, my hand was going towards the purple liquid, and I'll pull it back.
I mean,
But what if it should be studied, should it not?
you're welcome to study it. I wouldn't touch it unless you want to lose a finger.
No, I don't think I need to lose a finger today.
It would affect the way your music sounds.
Let's keep looking for that stuff, guys.
It might make it better.
Rolling a die. All right. Where to?
I say we head just around.
Didn't David want to check the berries?
Oh, no, that's okay. I think we should head north up towards the trees. There's something glinting in them. It looks like metal.
All right, so we've had one turn. I'm counting out the turns here. We've had like one turn heading to the trees or the mounds and studying them. One traveling towards the goo and then back up here. So it's been about 2. After we come over to the tree area and investigate a little bit, that'll have been our 3rd. So you make your way up to the the grove of oak trees over here. Let's see. Can I get somebody to roll a d6 just on behalf of the party? And on a 5 or a 6, you will notice something.
Nope. Sure didn't see it.
Cool.
Amy got first.
All right. You look at this grove of trees, and here's what you see. These oak trees are varying heights from about 15 feet to about 60 feet high. They are not as 15 feet to 30 feet high. They are not as tall as many of the surrounding trees in the dense forest, which are like straight up towering. And these oak trees all have suits of armor on them. The suits of armor are some chainmail, some plate mail, some breastplates. Many of them are, well, all of them are rusted and old looking with missing patches, and they are wrapped around the trunks, and the trunks are like stretching them out or have caused them to split or deform as though they have grown inside of them.
Can I use my lance to like wedge any of it off to try and see if we can see kind of
Sure.
either a maker's mark or just a symbol of
Yeah.
anyone? Okay.
Sounds good.
Do I roll for that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Great.
Hey, Trick, you ever seen a dream where someone turned into a tree?
Wait, sorry. How do I roll?
Slash R space and then the dice formula. So
Right.
slash R space 1d6. Yeah.
No,
Oh.
people usually dream of tree houses, maybe, but not to be a tree.
Well, that's kind of what this looks like, right? Like,
By the time he is able to get a breastplate to fall off of one of these trees, it's going to come down with a loud clank, and it will have been your third dungeon turn here. So after the next one, you'll have to find a place to sit and rest to not become exhausted. It takes him several minutes. Is there anything anyone wants to do while he's working on that?
I would like to approach another tree that he's not messing with, trying to break an armor piece off.
Okay.
Put my hand onto the tree itself and attempt detect magic.
Sure.
So I have
go
to
ahead and roll it.
focus without distracting. It says you roll all detect magic checks, so that I don't know if it failed or
Oh, okay.
there's no
Got
magic
it.
present.
And what is your success chance?
6.
Okay, so on a 6. If it is magical and you roll a 6, I will tell you what you learn. And otherwise, if it is non-magical or if you fail, then I tell you that you do not detect any magic. And as it happens, you do not detect any magic about the tree. It actually lets you search about a 10-foot area, I think it says, so you can check the tree and the suit of chainmail armor that's on the tree as well.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, one sec. Trying to find... I wanted to share some art of something because it's awesome, but I forgot to save an image, so it's going to take me a second to share it.
Yeah, there's some caveats to like doing this during downtime for auto success, but we're in the middle of a dungeon round, so I don't think that'll apply.
Yeah. For now. You could always, yeah, you can, it basically means you can brute force it if you have a long time to dedicate to it. But for purposes of keeping things going with the rest of the group, you'll do your once over and your die roll and you did not detect any magic.
Sounds good.
All right, one sec. Sharing an art. Have it in a second. Where did the file go? Make some banter for a second.
Sorry, I was reading my also my detect magic ability because I wasn't sure how I couldn't remember how it worked.
It's the same.
Well, as far as I can tell, there's nothing preternatural about the trees themselves. It just looks like somebody put them in armor.
Maybe these trees get attacked often.
There it is.
Maybe there's some form of burial.
Or maybe the people who get lost here and can't figure out how to get out turn into trees. Ooh.
All right.
I was thinking more grave markers, but we can go with your theory too.
No, I don't like that theory because I'm the only one in the armor and the plate mail, and that means I might turn into a tree.
Maybe the acorn we needed to plant was indigo.
Maybe the friends
Maybe
we
the-
made.
It would make a stately
We're
tree
meant to be buried.
Maybe the friends we made was the acorn we needed along the way.
Nice and incoherent. All right. All right. You are so sorry. Hank is. I'm trying to remember all the names. Bunglebone is detecting magic on the trees to study whether they have magical properties, and failing to pick up anything as of now. Indigo is fishing down an armor with a lance. We pass some time as the armor comes loose. You manage to get the side buckle on a rusty old breastplate, and it comes loose and it hits the ground with a clang that echoes through the whole clearing. And after a moment, from the north, you hear and you see two creatures come flying out from the underside of that big bulbous thing on top of the tree. They are about 2 or 3 feet tall, flying with dragonfly wings, and they are brown colored with gangly limbs and hands and feet like creeping roots, skin like bark, and they come flying out of that tree angrily in your direction. They are screeching and shrieking in Sylvan. Does anybody understand Sylvan?
I do.
I do.
2 people?
I imagine Indigo does as well.
Whoops. Wrong tab. If you
I
go over
don't.
to the... Oops. There we go. If you go to the bio and info tab, there's the picture that I meant to save. I didn't mean for this to be a creature. I meant for it to be a handout. I've got it open for the stream. Is everybody able to see the art?
Where is it at?
I'm looking just on the stream. I don't see
I did the
anything.
wrong thing.
Oh, yeah, I was just looking at the stream. Oh, I love it.
It's
Its wings kind of look like the seeds of those little helicopter seeds.
Yep, they are.
oh yeah, nice. Good pull. Good pull.
Is this a seedling? It's probably like a seedling. Probably has some
Here, I did it
cute
as a handout.
fey name.
There we go. I'm deleting the other one. I made it as a creature, not a handout, so it had extra fields that I didn't mean to have. Anyway, yeah, this creature, it has an acorn for a head. It's got little seed wings, roots for limbs, and they are chattering at you in Sylvan, and they are screeching, "Intruders, intruders! They are molesting the sacred grove! Get them! Get them!" And they are pulling little darts out of their pouches and zooming towards you all.
How
What are they saying?
what are these things? Is there a knowledge roll equivalent?
Make a lore roll.
So there's not a knowledge system in this game. It's going to come down to what I think you would likely know. Or I can make it random. Let's say, given that you are Fae, I will...
I like to get lost.
I'll let you each roll a die, and on a 5 or a 6, then you will recognize what these are. So there's a decent chance somebody in the party will be familiar with these. They're not common. but
Me and Con Socks have seen these things before.
okay.
People have dreamt about them.
Hog Slapper's drunk with them before.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Knight doesn't know what they are. He just knows what they're saying.
These ones in particular look a little different from the art. They have leafy shoots coming off of their knees and elbows. And they are nut caps. These are demi-fae, much like your friend Bunglebone here, meaning that they are descended from fae, but they have been living in Dolmenwood or the outskirts for long enough to have kind of evolved to become mortal, but they can live for hundreds of years. And they are creatures that dwell in and grow magical trees that they use for dwelling and breeding in some form or fashion. That's what you've heard.
Gross.
All right. I'm going to kick us to initiative here because these things are coming at you aggressively. I will leave it up to you how you proceed, but these things are, as of now, nearly 200 feet away, and you can hear them shrieking things at you from the distance and buzzing in your direction, hovering about 10 feet off of the ground quickly. I am going to take it to an initiative roll, which in this game means the party leader, Indigo, who also is the person that knocked down the armor, incidentally, is going to roll a d6, and so are the bad guys. And if your party rolls higher, you all go before them. If your party rolls lower, you all go after them.
He inherited my rolling, guys.
Well,
Oh my goodness. So do we go first or
A
last?
crit miss and a crit hit,
uh-huh.
and we're on the bad side of it.
Do I still have time? Do we still have time for me to be like raise my shield and say like get behind me?
They're gonna get a turn first while everybody's still scattered and figuring out. It probably means you turn and look back and see and hear these things angrily. Half the party hasn't noticed. You got to get everybody's attention, and it's just like a big scrambling mess for everybody to communicate to each other that these things are coming.
You guys, I messed up.
All right. They. Let's see. Fly. They fly at a speed of 40 feet. Well, you're in luck. They can only close. They can only close about half the distance while buzzing at you and waving their fists angrily. They're both fumbling for darts in their pouches, and they are flying in your direction about 10 feet off of the ground. They close half of the distance because they went first, but that's all they're able to do. You're still well out of range of how far one of these things could probably chuck a dart, so you've got time to scramble and put a plan together. But they are now, half the distance from you.
Great. I think I say yeah, something like get behind me, and I raise my shield up, and kind of ready myself to try and block any darts that might start whizzing towards us.
Okay. You could also try to take cover behind the trees and all of that stuff as well if you want to.
Listen, I am brave.
No, I'm all about. I'm not telling you don't do the shield thing.
That sounds like someone who has 5 or more hit points.
Yeah, look, some of us have 3.
I am the tree.
You're about to be. You already come with armor.
All right. Let's see. Yep. So what does the rest of the party do? Do you gather behind the shield? Do you do anything in particular?
Yeah.
Everybody gets a turn if you
have
want
a
to.
thing, but I am looking at something.
'Kay.
So someone else go first.
Yeah, I'm gonna sidestep behind the shield man, and I'm gonna pull my sling. Trick, what are they saying? I know what it is, not what it says.
Seeing as I am carrying his backpack, and we rose early and departed immediately, and I did not have time to read my book, I'm gathering behind the shield and holding my flute aloft like a baseball bat.
Oh, I hate these things. I'm gonna step in front of our shield boy,
Okay.
and I'm gonna draw a rune on his shield for fog cloud.
Okay.
Um,
I like the way this sounds.
a cloud of roiling vapor surrounds the caster, filling a 20-foot radius area at the location where the rune is used. The fog
Okay.
blocks the mundane vision of all save the caster who conjured it. Strong winds, gust gales clear the fog before the rune's duration has expired. The duration is 1 turn.
Okay. These things are flying at you. A bunch of people hunker behind the shield and stand behind Indigo. Trick of the Light stands up in front of him, and before they can close the gap, he summons a cloud of fog. It's just, you can't see them anymore, and you are completely enshrouded in a 20-foot bubble, which is going to be high enough and big. They're hovering about 10 feet off the ground, so this thing is like twice as tall as them, and in just a big domed cloud of just dense fog that you can't see through at all. You're all standing inside of it, and you can still hear their angry shrieking, and you hear them going, "Where is they? Where is they? Where is they? Ah, no, Tricky!"
Trick's the name.
They are...
I'm going to keep watching them since I'm the only one who can see them.
Sure. Cool. I didn't know you got... Okay, so you get runes and glamours, like, separately?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. I remember reading your glamours. I didn't see the fog cloud thing when I was looking at your character. I think because I just looked at the glamours and thought that was it. All right, so you are hidden in the fog cloud. These things are buzzing and dipping, and you can hear them buzzing over the cloud and sort of orbiting it on all sides. The initiative's going to get a little screwy here because they're going to get to the edge of the cloud and hesitate and then start trying to fly around it and over it and behind it, and they're just shouting curses in Sylvan. They're very angry, and at some point you see a dart like go flying through the cloud and just stick in the mud a little distance from you. It didn't really come all that close to you. They just blindly threw a couple in there, and now they're like cursing and angry because they don't know how to proceed. So you all get a fresh turn to do anything you want while you're in here. This is going to last for 1 turn, so about 10 minutes you could hide out in here. And these turn is different from round. So combat round is you each do an action. You do an action, the bad guys do an action, or the others do an action. But a turn is like the full 10-minute exploration turn, which is how long this is going to last. So you've got a lot of time because each of these like back and forths is only like 10 seconds.
Well, I'm gonna pick up a rock off of the ground and
Okay.
start swinging my sling. Trick, can you point me in a direction?
I don't think he can see through it.
I can,
Trick
yeah.
can.
Oh, you can?
The fog blocks the mundane vision of all save the caster who conjured it.
Oh, cool. That's dope.
Can you
Oh, go ahead.
Wait, what direction?
Before that, I could try casting a glamour, but I don't know how this works. So I have
Okay.
to ask Josh. Mirth and Malice.
Okay.
One, the question, you said that they are sort of mortal, and I don't know if it applies to them or not.
They are demi-fae.
Okay.
Which is
You said-
not... So... Good question, because I think mortals, demi-fae, and fae are 3 different categories. But I don't.
I thought
know.
so too, but you said demi-fae were really just mortals that learn to live a long time. So I didn't know if
The opposite. They're fae that now have a limited lifespan. But
okay.
yeah, good question. I don't know. Let me figure this out.
Sorry for the hiccup. I tried looking
It's
at
okay.
this.
This is a good thing to
before,
figure out. This is our first session, and we'll probably have to know this again. So I need to make a ruling on it. Not that if I realize that I rule wrong, I will change it. But
I would
would also
assume
like-
that it would mean that it only works on mortals. Like that would
yeah.
make sense.
Let me just check if that's how they draw the category lines in the
Glamours are innately possessed.
Mortals,
by
fairies, and
neos.
demi-fae. Here we go. There's a section on it in the main book. So this is defined in the book. I just need to get to the... I think the answer will be here. Mortals, fairies, and demi-fae. Mortals are those whose origins are within the confines of the mortal world. They include Breggles, humans, and mosslings. Demi-fae are separate from mortals. It doesn't list woodgrooves among mortals, so yeah. They're not going to be affected because they're of fairy origin and it's a fairy glamour.
Of which I would know this. So
Yeah.
I go over to Cotton Socks as she's like blindly holding up a rock, and I take her other arm and I take her pointer finger and she kind of like points it in a direction so she can use her own hand to like guide and point so she can throw a rock.
I'm going to use standard D&D concealment rules here. This game doesn't really specify what to do in this kind of situation, but in general how it works in D&D is if you make an attack where you can't see the target but you know approximately where it is, like if you have heard an invisible thing, there's a straight 50-50 chance that your attack misses, and then after that roll you get to roll the attack roll. So roll a d6, and on a 1, 2, or 3 it's going to straight miss. On a 4, 5, or 6 you get to make an actual attack roll. You throw it and it just goes through the fog, and you hear them cursing and saying, "Ah, treachery, treachery! They's throwing rocks! Ah!" And you hear them buzz much, much, much higher up. They're just like flying up to a safer range and cursing at each other, and then buzzing around at a wider distance. You hear them at some point shortly after that. You hear them fly in the direction of the trees, like the treetops in that grove that you're in, and the flying sounds stop. You think maybe they've perched or planted themselves somewhere.
Okay, I mean, I can still see them.
You can
as
see
far
them.
As...
They landed way up in the leaves of the trees, and they're looking at you from afar angrily and studying the fog cloud. And they are now, they're now about 90 feet from you, perched in a treetop under partial cover of branches.
Can Trick, can you see like a way out of here? Is there anything that looks like we could sneak through some underbrush and just try and move away from him?
Oh no, it looks like they've got a beat on us.
One of them is climbing down the tree head first, upside down towards ground level, and he's holding one of the darts like a dagger. He lands on the ground and starts like slowly, quietly slinking towards the fog and looking through it like he's trying to sneak up. The other one is watching from the treetop, ready to throw a dart.
I'm gonna call out to the.
What happened over there?
Okay. Nobody else saw it because I could see through the fog, but something happened to our Woodgrove friend. I'm going to say, "Hey, you! I see you trying to sneak up here with that dart. Look, this is just a misunderstanding. We were admiring your sanctuary and happened to bump off one of these pieces of armor. So we greatly apologize and would like to not have to fight each other. How's that sound?"
Okay. I have never heard Sylvan in that accent, and it is beautiful.
Black right. Whistle and Dixie.
Let's see. So, normally you can roll... Okay. I'm explaining the baseline rules, and then I'll explain the current situation. So when you encounter somebody one-to-one, like if you had just wandered up on these things and you stumbled on each other, you can roll for the reactions of first impressions when you encounter somebody for the first time. Let's see. You blew your first impression by doing the thing with the armor. However, now that you have gotten this thing to stop, you can try to parlay as an action. And so, let's see. It says a side may attempt to communicate with the other. If PCs begin an encounter with an attempt to parlay, which I'm giving you another window to parlay since you've effectively stopped fighting from happening and forced it to calm down and listen to you for a minute. So I'm going to give you a fresh chance on this, but it's probably at a -1 from the normal. So let's see. Okay, cool. when it hears your voice and hears what you have to say,
And knows that I spotted him.
yes. So first of all, it's going to pause and not come any closer to the mist. He's like standing on the outside edge of it. But secondly, you're going to get a fresh chance to establish a reaction here. This is partially random, just based on the personality of the thing and how inclined it would have been to just get in a big fight with you regardless of what you did. So this is going to be mostly random. However, I'm doing a random reaction roll at a -1 because of the way this started. And you can also add your charisma modifier, if any.
I was gonna say, so I have a charisma modifier. Could I say wait, and profusely start trying to apologize and say, I'm very sorry.
Sure.
Something along those lines.
You can chime in following his lead if you want to be the one to roll the charisma.
At least I think I'm the highest charisma in the group.
Are you okay with that, Bill?
Yeah. No,
you call him out, which tells him that you see him, and that makes him stop and freak out a little bit. And then that gives David a window to cut in and try to make a speech.
Yeah, I yield. His Sylvan sounds better than mine.
No, I like your Sylvan. No, then I attempt to apologize and really take ownership for what I did and how I should have not been messing with things that I didn't know better about.
Okay, and what is your charisma modifier?
I think +1.
Okay.
Let me double check that real quick.
I am making a secret roll here.
It's only secret if you
Yeah,
have the
charisma
stream
+1.
closed. Just kidding.
All
Are
right.
you stream sniping our referee?
All right. This thing, it pauses, and it's Bill. You can see its facial expression, although he can't. Its eyes go wide, like a child's eyes, and they well up with tears a little bit. And then his eyebrows go angry mode, and he just hisses and bares his little needle teeth and comes charging into the mist at you. He rolled very low. He's just going to come in here and try to stab somebody.
I really messed up this.
He's going to come charging in and just blindly flailing around. Bill, you're the only one that can see where he is. So I'm going to give you an action here in response to what he's doing, because nobody else knows that he's just coming in here for the kill. For
the kill is a crazy thing to say when you have players with 3 HP.
So I'm going to give Bill a turn, because he totally sees this coming. Then I'm going to give the creature a turn to run in and try to find somebody. And then we'll go to all of you having a full turn, including Bill. So Bill, you get one action in response to this thing.
Okay, I have a spear.
Yeah.
The spear has a property called brace.
Okay.
That I think is relevant if he's charging at me.
Yeah. Sounds good.
I'm looking up spear.
Sounds perfect, actually.
Where,
Weapons that may be braced against a charge inflict double damage on the charging combatant. Okay. When attacking a target that charged into melee with the wielder, this round inflicts double damage due to bracing the weapon against the ground. All right. This thing can come... You can actually, situate yourself in the path that it's running, because you can see it coming and it has no idea where it's going. And I'll go ahead and just give you a braced attack against it. You can see it just sprinting into the mist, and you can just sidestep to kind of get in front of it and just hold the spear out. And you're going to get the jump on him because he doesn't see you at all. He's just hoping to find somebody to stab.
So I don't have to roll for the attack. I just roll the damage, or do
you
I
roll for the attack?
Okay.
And if it hits, it's double damage.
I'm assuming I just hit roll here.
Mm-hmm.
Threshold modifier.
It should be adding your strength modifier, and it's probably a +0. I think the whole thing is a +0.
It's a -1 for my
strength.
-1.
All right.
I'm just gonna hit submit.
You needed a 13. You're one short.
You said I get a +1 because he can't see me, right?
No, I said
Dang it.
I said that you could get the jump on him.
Good try.
What does getting the jump on him mean?
It means that you got to go first and attack him, even though.
Oh,
he took
okay,
initiative
yeah.
charge in.
I didn't know
you
there was
got
like
to do
a
the brace
game
attack.
term specifically.
Yeah,
Okay,
normally the
cool.
brace attack happens after somebody else has charged into you to try to attack. You got to do it first and just situate yourself for the brace attack. But he's going to just be like running so erratically that he accidentally sidesteps the lance just by an inch. And then he's going to spin and try to just stab at you in the fog. He still can barely see, so he's going to have that 50% miss chance thing going on.
Is he not going to have more of a miss chance? Because he doesn't have any clue where we are.
He's attacking Bill.
Oh, he's just treating it as like a blind thing in general.
Yeah. Everybody in here except for in Trick of the Light is just a straight 50% chance to miss, even if you know where somebody is. Because everybody's kind of effectively blind in here. Yep, he misses. He gets bumped on the side of the head by your spear while running past it, and then starts spinning around with the dagger just erratically, almost tipping himself over. And he doesn't know where you are, and he picks the wrong direction. He thinks that he's going for the wrong end of your spear. Because he thinks he's like bumped into it horizontally, and he thinks it's over there. So he goes running for the pointy end, and then he's like, ah, and then spins around. Now everybody else gets a turn. Including Bill. But I'll give everybody else a turn. Well, you can all go in whatever order you choose. Everybody except Bill, you'll be going on sound and trying to find the thing, so it'll be the same deal. You could try to find it and attack it. You'll have a straight 50% miss chance.
Question before anyone else takes their turn. Josh.
Yeah.
Is that a 50% chance to hit them and a 50% chance to hit me because I'm right next to them? Or
No.
is that something we don't have to worry about? Okay.
You don't have to worry about it.
Just want to make sure I didn't move out of range.
I have a game rules question real quick.
Yeah.
Just because I'm not sure how it works yet. Save versus spell. Is that something I roll, or is that something individuals
Saving throws
roll?
are rolled by the victim to avoid. They are throwing the dice to save yourself from something.
Okay.
So it's going to be they roll it to resist. So any particular order? Anyone want to volunteer to go first here?
I mean, I'm right next to him, so I'll take another swing.
There's a murderous little demi-fae just running around with a pointy thing trying to cause trouble. He ignored all attempts at negotiation and is looking for blood, unfortunately.
Well, he's going to find it. I'm going to try and stab him again with the spear.
Okay.
It's even worse.
All right. He's moving around. You're trying to pin him down. You failed to do so. Who's next?
Squirrely.
Indigo
I tried and failed while you guys were
or
talking.
Kitty?
I'd like to.
Ah.
Can I swing? I don't know if this is possible. Can I try and swing my shield out as I kind of hear it go by and try and hit it with a wide surface?
Like shield bash?
Mm-hmm.
Looks like there's not built-in rules for shield bashing as an attack. You'll have to use your weapon.
You're going to have to kill him in cold blood.
How did you roll
Although-
that nice? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I clicked under weapons. I just clicked roll. Oh, but you have to roll a d6 first to see if you hit.
I'll let you use the shield and treat it as an unarmed attack if you want, which just means that it deals 1d2 base damage.
Then I'll just try and swing at it with my spear.
Okay.
So first, I gotta roll a d6, see if I hit it.
To see if you
D20.
can hit. Well, no, he's got to roll to see if he can attack it.
Yes. Okay. Yep. You go by sound. You spot the thing's foot just sliding by in the mist, and you're like, "There he is!" And then you go in with the spear. Now let's see if you get a hit on the attack.
Let's see. I'm just gonna try and click that. You said you found it next to weapon. Great.
Yeah, right next to your spear weapon.
Oh,
there's a
I
roll
can
button.
brace as well. I didn't realize that. Okay, that's all right. Okay, so I will roll. Do I need a threshold modifier? Or just 0 is fine.
I didn't add, or I changed. I left it at 0. I didn't understand what threshold modifier meant. Does that add? You should add your strength to it, though, right? I assume you have a strength modifier.
Oh, that's right. I didn't.
1d20 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 9.
My
Okay.
strength is 1 as well.
It added 1 for your strength, 1 for your attack bonus, and 1 for something else. It looks like.
Okay, so I need to be -1 for these. So I
You
will
rolled a 9 plus 3. You came up just short, David. Everybody's missed. You've missed this thing by 1 twice because it has 13 armor class and mostly from its dexterity and how quickly it moves around. And we have had 2 12s and a 9 so far against a 13. Our Demi-Fray friend, do you want to do a thing?
I guess I'll try and hit it with my flute.
Unarmed attack, 1d2 damage.
I can use it like a melee weapon because I'm a wood grew.
Okay.
It's 1d4 damage, but I'm confused on how to roll for hit.
It's
roll a d20. It's going to use your attack bonus, which is 0, and your strength mod, which is...
I roll a d6.
I have a... Okay, wait, roll a d6 first?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, d6 to see if you miss because of the mist.
missed because of the mist.
Yeah, you missed because of the mist.
All right.
You swing where you think he is, and you're hitting nothing. You're just hearing sounds in the mist, and you're trying to get him.
It's really because you two are too short. It's only Trick and I have been able to get close.
Yeah, it's flying over our heads.
At this point, this thing is wandering and flailing all over the place, and it's going to go for a random person, and then do the 50-50 chance, and then do a stab attack at them with its little needle dagger. So, I'm going to roll a random target here, in the order that your icons appear to me on the overlay, which is Bill. He's coming for you.
Aha!
And, well, yeah, actually, you see him and he doesn't see you.
So those odds are even less?
I'm thinking if they should be.
No.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I think he's already penalized for the miss, so.
Yeah.
All right, here's the mist roll. He misses because of the mist, and he is now right up in your face next to you. He sees a flash of your cloak and swings at it thinking it's your body, and you sidestep him because you have perfect sight of, and you saw the angle he was coming at you at. Yeah, now he's making all kinds of racket, by the way, and his friend is still off in the trees just hissing and screeching from the treetops and shouting obscenities in Sylvan still. You can hear it off in the distance. Yeah, we're back around to all of you. Who would like to go first?
I'm gonna try again.
I believe that someone will hit sometime with something.
If I was not blind, I'm half tempted to get out of the mix.
Who's
Just
next?
Like, I'm afraid of being hit by something else.
Indigo.
Okay.
See if you can get a hit now.
What? And bracing doesn't do anything for me now.
Not now, no.
Can't. Yeah.
You would have to be prepared for him charging at you, and yeah, he's just in there running around now. It's an 8. No. Amazing.
I'm gonna.
We've had
attack
nobody
with my
roll a
spear.
10 or higher on the D20 the whole time. Yeah, go ahead. Well, Bill rolled it just above. All right, that is a hit for 4 damage. You spear him, and it jabs right through his gut, and he goes, "Ah!" and then falls limp at the end of your spear.
Well done.
You have
Trigger
impaled
Boy.
him right through the gut. I think Bill just soloed this combat right here.
We're all flying on the ground.
That's a perfect use of the mist spell right off the bat. I'm going to let you all stand in the mist over the dead body of this thing and discuss for a second. I need to run to the restroom for a sec, so I'll be right back.
Okay.
You can discuss what you want to do.
I also kind of need a bio break. Make a game plan. I go with you guys.
So, I was going to try and call out Theonistic.
I was going to try and call out and maybe confuse, intimidate them to leave us alone.
I
But
like that idea. I like. Could we all make a bunch of noise?
I mean, maybe you could all chime in with some stuff. I don't know. I get a 0 mod to everything except for wisdom and strength, of which I get a -1. So, I like for that attack there. I technically rolled a 14, and I did 5 damage. I mean, oh no, it's already subtracting 1. Okay, no, I don't have to do that. It automatically does it. Okay, perfect.
Nice.
I hovered over it and was wondering why that thing was green. So I did 5 damage. I skewered it even more.
I mean, we could go really crazy, and I could see if I can throw that skewered spear up so we can wave it in the sky. You know?
Oh, geez, no, I think because it's like 20 feet above us, so there's no way to be able to. No, I mean, our best bet is charisma or running away. Maybe if we run far enough away from this area, they leave us alone. I'm really just guessing. I don't know. But
we could toss the body and run in the other direction. Like toss the body right outside the fog and run the other way.
All right, apologies. I'm back.
No worries.
Other people turn rig.
Hank and Amy stepped away. Is it okay if I say a thing if we continue, or do you want to wait for them?
You can.
After I stab him, I'm gonna I'm gonna kind of pull my spear out while just shouting at them to try and kind of semi-intimidate them and just be like, "Your sacrifice has been accepted. The rest of you are free to live. Leave now, and the fog of the mundane will spare your life." Over the top, spooky vibes.
Okay. So you're trying to intimidate the remaining one.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. You're forcing a morale check on them. If battles go against them, combatants may decide to retreat, flee, or surrender. The referee may roll to determine if a monster or NPC breaks morale. You check morale the first time a combatant on the same side is killed, and when half of them have been killed. Okay, this was happening. Both. Yeah. The referee may apply modifiers from -2 to +2 to the combatant's morale. Since you took the initiative here and decided to be spooky and come up with a scary thing to say, I will give a -2 to their morale check.
Sweet.
Let me check what their morale is. I bet it's just so high. Do you get the feeling they have really high morale?
They seem very courageous, brave.
Exceeds their morale breaks. All right. He needs to roll. I'll do it publicly. He needs to roll a 5 or lower on a 2d6 to keep his morale intact. His morale breaks because he rolled over his morale score.
Woo!
They have 7 morale. You lowered it to 5, and he rolled an 8. So that one is going to go, no, ah! And you just hear him go buzzing back off in the direction of the tree to the north. And you hear the buzzing just fading off into the distance.
Whew.
Drake, we owe you one.
Well, let's not knock any more things off the trees, because I can only do that fog thing once a day.
I promise to not touch anything else without group approval first.
I mean, I understand the curiosity. It was peculiar, to say the least. I mean, I don't think I can dismiss the fog, so it's just here until the time runs out.
Yeah, there's just a big fog bubble for several more minutes.
So now we have to decide if we're going towards where they came from, or...
I think we have to, because I think
we do too.
round past them, that kind of looks like an old stump on the map.
Uh-huh. I think we should follow them back and see what we can find out there.
And we can wait off the fog if we wanted to give it a bit.
That's true.
See what
All right.
happens.
To Hank and Emmy, who were AFK, the remaining one broke morale, helped along by Bill Zhang intimidating things, and flew back to its little tree nest up off the ground. I say little tree nest. That it's way, way up there. If anybody pokes their head out of the mist, you will see it just disappearing into the distance and going up to the bottom of that bulb thing at the top of the tree and flying up a hole that's underneath it up into its little nest space there.
That looks like a hive. I'm gonna feel a lot more of those around.
Well, I guess we continue to make our way around the lake.
You have now done 3 full dungeon turns plus a combat, so I think you need to take a rest to not be
You
exhausted.
take a rest and not be
Okay.
tired.
We can rest in the fog.
So you'll need to find a place to
Okay.
rest for 1 dungeon turn, which is about like a 10-minute breather. Yeah, do you want to just sit
Lay
and rest
down
in the fog
Yeah.
till it dissipates? Cool. Let me roll dice, see if anything or anyone wanders across your direction while you're doing this. Nope. The fog dissipates. You're staring up at fog because there's still like a fog ceiling over this entire clearing, but it's more distant fog, and yeah, you are able to rest and pass the time on the road. You stand up after the fog has dissipated, feeling rested, and yeah, you may proceed as you wish. Oh yeah, and there is now a rusty old breastplate laying on the ground, David.
That's true.
That was easy.
That was easy. I mean, I guess we should investigate it for any clues.
I say we should leave it exactly where it is. Otherwise,
You're right.
they might use your breastplate to plant a new tree.
Okay, that's fair. Then I say we start heading towards that hive.
Yeah.
All right. Describe your approach. You walking up the road? Are you going to stick to the road? Are you going to venture off towards the hive? Are you going to be looking in any particular direction, doing anything?
I say we stick to the road, look out for any sort of stumps.
Okay. I need a D6 roll for the party.
Okay. Every time I roll for us.
All right. And up ahead, you see the hive. You also see, so it looks like 4 massive trees that have...
Josh turned into a robot to anybody else?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
it's me.
The video call's cutting in and out. Is the internet just going to be terrible?
I hear and see you now.
Okay. If it happens again, let me know. Everybody blipped. I think while everybody was AFK, there was a lag spike too, so my internet might be dipping. If it gets bad, we're pretty close to wrap time anyway, so...
Well, David definitely rolled a 6.
Yeah,
he, like,
it's
laughed.
False.
I
right.
don't know what is coming through on your computer.
To the north...
It's lag. The other 5 numbers will appear in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
To the north, the hive looks like 4 massive trees have grown together and are tangled at the top, and the top is full of like fleshy, leafy green bulbs that form a huge dome, and you can see just like a round opening about the size that a small creature could squeeze through it, and you hear angry cursing, rattling, bumping around inside. Just one voice. That thing is in there having a tantrum and being all pissy and chattering to itself in Sylvan. Also, to the north of the path, you see a garden. The garden is fenced. It looks like a vegetable garden. You can see big, like, orangey gourds of some sort laying on the ground on vines. And The fence is made of rusty old swords with vines tying them all together in a loop around the garden. Somebody has made a fence out of old swords as fence posts. And to the west of you, you see 2 other features. You see what looks like a big tree that's like broken off at the top, and it's got a big open dark hole in one face of it that is facing in your direction. And excuse me. Also, that big rock dome, you now realize looks like a huge stone statue of like a frog sunken down in the ground. It's like it's got 2 big bumps that are like eyes and a big domed mouth, and it looks like a big statue of a like stone frog that has sunken mostly 2/3 of the way down into the ground, or it was just built that way. But it's like a big frog head statue.
Can we see what's at the center of the lake? Or is it
Oh yeah. At the center of the lake, there is an island that is overgrown with reeds and small and tall grasses that cover the entire surface of the island. The waters are still and dark, and actually darting among the grasses. If you're standing this close to the lake and specifically looking over there, I will let you automatically notice that darting among the grasses, you see little flashes of green. And when you look more closely and watch a little bit, you think there are tiny green fairies all over that island darting about. And every so often, one of them darts up and looks in your direction and then darts back down. They have definitely noticed you. And they are shiny and sparkly. They have little curled horns all over their heads. And sometimes when the light is shining just right, you think you can see through them. They're like partly translucent.
I mean, we killed this guy's, like, either at best his friend, at worst
His wife.
his spouse.
I mean, it attacked us, so.
That's true. I mean, although clearly because of my actions, I feel quite guilty. You know.
Hey, Indigo buddy, do you want me to kill the other one for you? Will that clear your conscience? No witnesses. I understand.
I
Let me get
have
my.
I have a wonderful idea.
As long as someone's not feeling guilt, I'm good. Go ahead.
I'll keep my idea on the back burner.
No, yeah, what's that?
I have lantern oil. I'll gladly burn the tree.
Wow. Kill the spouse. Burn his house. Jesus.
I'm no expert, but don't you have to have like dry wood for it to catch fire?
Let's wait on setting a fire in a forest until we find the stump we're looking for, fellas.
Maybe the stump's referring to that, tree over there with no top and a hole in it. You must be speaking some other language there, Cotton Socks. I didn't understand a lick of that.
Ah, yeah. Dang, mule and all that. Is that the common language? I don't know. Yeah, let's go check it out. Let's wait to set any fires in a forest. Let's go check out the tree.
I'm just saying, it's very flammable looking.
Yeah, so is the rest of the forest.
I want some more info before we go try and figure out what's going on up in that hive.
There's like a bear somewhere that'll be shaking its finger at us.
The Fey Lord Smokey.
So you know him.
Yeah, I want to try. I guess it's another round. I want to go look at that tree with a hole in it.
Okay.
I want to as well.
Okay. All right.
My brand.
All right. You make your way over to that tree.
Yep.
My way downtown. All right, you make your way over to the tree. As you approach, a big owl with a white face and big round yellow eyes hops up to the entrance of the hole in the side of the tree that was dwelling inside, and he hops up to the entrance, spins his head 180 degrees like he's looking back inside, and then looks at you, and he goes, "Whoo! Go away!"
We're looking for a stump.
He spins his head around, and he's like, "You can't have mine!"
I mean, not to, like, live in it. We're looking for something that... Is it inside the stump, guys? I don't remember what the scroll says anymore.
I think maybe, yeah, we're supposed to look under the stump or in the stump or something like that.
It was written in High Elvish. It said,
Open the stump. I have it written down.
It said, "Open stump in the grove."
Yeah, open stump in the grove.
Wait, it's an open stump or to open the stump?
The
Like,
words "open stump in the grove" are written in High Elvish on your instructions.
God. Yeah, listen, Owl Buddy, I gotta look inside of it. I'm looking for something. I promise it'll be fast.
"Nothing here, just my nest. Nothing here, go away."
Well, if there's nothing there, then it should be extra fast. So I'm
No!
gonna walk over to the tree.
No!
and start climbing
Egg
it.
thief! Egg thief! Get
I
down!
don't
Get down!
want any eggs. No, I'm
No!
gonna climb
Off
it.
my tree! Off! The owl's gonna start flying around and trying to knock you down. If you want to climb, you're gonna have to use your thief climby skill and succeed on it. If you fail, then you might fall and get hurt.
Well, someone better be ready to catch me.
Don't worry, I'm standing down
Anybody
here.
else in the party will not be able to climb, just full stop. But thieves can climb in difficult conditions that others cannot, so I'll let you do a die roll to try if you want to.
So, let's see. Easy circumstances themes make easier climbs without a roll. See climbing page.
You're just doing your d6 roll, but if you roll a 1, then you might fall and get hurt.
Cool. What do I have to roll to be successful?
Whatever your skill target is on your thiefy climb, it's on your character sheet. It might just be like a 5 or 6, I don't know. But nobody but you can even attempt this with the owl harassing them.
Thiefy climb. I don't even. Okay, I'm just gonna roll the dice and. Cool. I've got to be bugged out. This is my like 8th one.
It really is. Jeez.
I haven't rolled higher than a 3.
Roll a bunch of dice, see if you can fix it. That's how it works.
Can I ask the owl if he's...
No, I just can't roll when I have to.
You can succeed, it doesn't matter.
This.
Can you ask the owl what?
Can I ask him if he's like seen any other stumps that in the area that kind of fit that description? If he's familiar with other stumps?
Give us a second, because currently your cat friend is falling out of a tree.
That's alright, she always lands on her feet.
I'll say since the owl is harassing you, you're not able to get that high before he just knocks you off. You're going to take 1 point of damage hitting the ground. You just land on your... You spin around and land on your feet, but it hurts. and you're like, "Ow, damn it, owl." And he just is like clawing and scratching at you and then swoops back up to his little hole. He's like, "Can't come up, can't come up." So, David, you were asking, are there any other stumps?
Yeah, like we're looking for a stump, that has a hole in it. I guess is that what we're looking at for a hollowed stump? Is there? I mean, we're in a grove of clearly tended trees. Is there any stumps about kind of like yours that look like yours somewhere around here, or is this the only stump like that? Because if so, then we've got to do some more investigating.
I found perfect place for nest. I don't know this place. Go ask the fairies. I don't know who you are. And then he spins around and goes back into the hole and disappears into the tree.
I'm gonna try climbing the tree again because it says thieves can try again.
Okay. Go for it. Roll a d6. Unbelievable.
When you said Dolmenwood was brutal, I didn't think you meant this way.
Well, when all the dice are ones. Maybe you take a point of damage again. You're gonna fall out of the tree and land on the squishy ground.
If he's not, you said he went back into the tree.
You only take damage on a nat 1, by the way. It's just happened twice in a row. Yeah, he went back into the tree hole.
So I can't just auto-succeed on it then?
Oh.
I mean, I rolled, but can I not auto-succeed on it? If he's not trying to stop me?
Yeah, that's fine.
I can climb sheer surfaces.
Yeah, as a rogue, I think for anybody else, they would have to make a check. For a rogue, you can auto-succeed if you're not being harassed. That's fine. The owl's going to go back inside and say, go away, and then you're going to just, like, quietly go up the side of the tree. That's fine. We'll ignore the die roll.
Sorry.
It's all good.
Nothing but ones has me a little like, God damn it, I'm going to be making a new character after game 1.
You look inside of the tree, and you see the owl staring at you with big, angry eyes, going, go away! Go away! And it looks like the hollow inside of the tree is fairly small. It's like the size of a typical owl's nest, except for the fact that this owl talks. And you see a couple of eggs in there that the owl is guarding, and a bunch of twigs and pine straw that the owl has made a little bed out of, and there's loose feathers in there, and the owl comes scratching towards the entrance to try to peck you away.
But I don't see any sign of like a prism.
No, you see nothing shiny. You see no treasure. You see what looks like an ordinary owl nest, but with a talking owl, and the cavity inside is only a few feet across.
And that's at like the dead center?
What's at the dead center?
His hole. The hole for the tree. I was looking at the picture.
Yeah, it's about halfway up the tree, yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna shout down. Do you guys want me to check the top? There's nothing in here.
Stab the owl.
Whoa!
Maybe later. I'm gonna keep climbing.
Okay, you keep climbing. The owl is going to come scratching up to the entrance to peck at you, but then you're, like, gone having climbed past it.
As soon as he pokes his head out, I'm going to, like, start throwing marbles at him.
Okay. The owl's just going to hide. He doesn't want any of this business.
Thanks, buddy.
You get up to the top, and you can still hear the angry buzzing of the one thing that you've pissed off in the next nest over, and you hear the angry screeching of the owl down below you. You get up to the hollow top of this tree, and the inside is like cluttered, and there's a little flat space for you to sit at the top. It looks like the top of this tree has been broken off, and all you see is the ordinary top of a broken off tree, partially rotting, crumbled.
Do I see from the top here, looking out in this area, do I see any other stumps? I have no idea at this point, if it's not this thing, where we could be going.
You see no stumps of any kind except for broken trees way down to the south around that purple puddle, but those aren't even stumps because you don't see roots or where they grew from. There doesn't seem to be a single severed tree in this entire clearing.
We could go trot to the fairies. We could see if...
Should we sever a tree? Do we think that's what we're supposed to do?
We have come in here to this grove and caused so much chaos.
I'm gonna start climbing down the tree.
Okay. All right. You climb back down to ground level and rejoin your friends. There appeared to be nothing in the hole except an angry owl that wanted you to go the hell away. A talking owl. And at the top, just a broken off tree.
Alright, guys. I'm at a loss. What the hell? What? Did we walk in the wrong direction? Are we not in a magical area?
Magical glade.
God.
Yeah, my vote's to go see the fairies, but I am up for whatever the party is.
I can't speak their language.
What time of day are we at? Is it like nearing night or?
No, you got plenty more time, but you just need to rest every like 4 or 5 turns. But it's only been like an hour or two since you got in here.
I pull out my dagger
Okay.
and I walk over to the tree and I put the blade in my mouth and try and climb the tree up to the owl.
Okay.
We're gonna bother this owl until it gives us what we want.
Okay. Let's see. Climbing. Yeah, that'll be a D6 dexterity check, and when unimpeded, you do need to roll it. Amy auto succeeds, but if you're not a thief, then you need to roll it. You need a 4 or higher, and you get to add your dexterity modifier or penalty.
Okay.
Your odds are worse if you have a negative dex.
It's 0. I was making sure it wasn't
Okay.
a strength because I have
Yeah.
a penalty to strength.
So yeah, you're gonna get up there on a 4, 5, or 6. If somebody wants to hang around underneath to try to catch you in case you fall. All right. You spend some time trying to get a grip on the tree, and you basically burn a 10-minute turn trying to figure out how to approach this thing. You're welcome to try again, but time will pass.
Oh, so I failed on a 3?
Yeah, you did. You needed a 4.
Okay. Got it. But I just didn't fall down because that's a 1. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah, you guys should see me.
Attack this owl.
I rolled a secret dice.
He clearly has what we're looking for.
But I looked in his thing.
He's got it in his pockets.
I'll climb the tree again.
Maybe we can investigate this frog statue, see if there's anything there.
Yeah,
I don't
right
see any stumps
Can I
around
walk
the
over
frog
and look at it?
statue.
What?
I don't
You
see
can
any
go look at the
stumps
frog
around
while
the
they
frog
try to do
statue.
something with the tree if you want.
Yeah, I'd like to do that, but I promise not to touch anything.
All right.
Just looking.
Sure. So you two are doing what at the tree while he's investigating the frog? Or are you just going to follow him?
I'm gonna climb the tree again, I guess.
Start taking out everything.
She's climbing up the tree while you stride on down to Frogland, and this thing is a huge frog head sunken into the ground. It's got overgrowth around the base of it. When you get close, you realize that this thing is crazy detailed. It has texture to it that, like, there's pores in the skin when you get up close in the stonework. It looks eerily real. And go ahead and make a search check for me. That's just rolling a d6. Oh, actually, sorry. I make that roll for you because the results are secret.
Oh, good. It might be higher than a 1.
Maybe. All right. All right. You search all around this thing, and you notice that oddly, there seems to be buried in the brush on the north side of it, facing you, like a more stonework coming off of the back of the frog. And as you clear away some of the underbrush, you realize that this frog statue has like a saddle on the back of it that is also made of stone. It's like a big statue of like a riding frog, and the statue has and the saddle, the stone saddle, is like partially sunken, and you can kind of scrub the mud and the brush away, and you see that the saddle has the mark of Prince Mallowheart, the Fey Lord, etched in it, and it also has a name tag on it that says the hyphenated name Stump in the Grove.
You guys, I call out to them. I found something. I've really found something, I think, here.
She's like up there, and the owl is going. And she's like halfway up the
Dagger
tree.
in
And she's
my
calling
teeth.
her.
I'm climbing the tree.
There's chaos behind you.
He probably can't hear anything, and I'm just like, got it. They didn't find anything. Keep going up there.
Do you actually shout that to me? Because I'm gonna
Just stab the bird and take the eggs. We can use the food.
Kitty, and Trick. I need you to come this way. We found something that's not the owl that we need to look at.
You've got your
This
dagger
way,
raised,
friend.
and the owl is going.
This way, friends.
Trick, I'm gonna put a pin in this, and we're gonna come back.
Oh, I never get anything I want.
The owl is puffing up its feathers and it's going, that's right! That's right! Right away! Right away!
I'm gonna climb back up and peek my head in there. Start climbing back down.
All right. Yeah. So you have found that this big stone frog statue has like a saddle on its back, also of stone, with Prince Mallowheart's symbol on it, and a name tag that says "Stump in the Grove."
Well, I have some familiarity with Prince Mallowheart, but I don't know what Stump in the Grove is. But this might be what we are looking for. Or who Stump in the Grove is, but this might be what we are looking for.
It's like
I
a
think
name along the side of the saddle.
So I think either the saddle or the frog was called Stump in the Grove. I'm gonna go check out the mouth, see if I can open it.
All right. You want to walk around to the front?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll follow you, buddy.
You, it's now the third dungeon turn since your last rest, so you'll have about 10 more minutes after this before you need to rest again. But you go all the way around this thing. It is like solid stone all the way around. It is, it's perfectly rounded in the front. You can kind of climb up it, and there's like the seam of the mouth is just sealed shut, solid stone all around. And again, just crazy detail all over.
Maybe we can get the mouth to open if we bring the statue its favorite food.
Think it likes eggs.
I think it likes
Owl
owls.
eggs.
Just saying. Does that saddle look like if we dug it up enough it'd be a door? Do we need to start digging?
You can try. You can do that while the others do something else if you want.
I'll
You want
start
to start digging at the saddle while the
try-
other three try something else?
Yeah, I'll try and be helpful.
I want to try and detect magic on the frog rock.
Sure. What's your success chance? It's just on a 6?
Yeah. Outlook not so good, but you know.
What are Amy and David doing while you're doing this?
I'm helping dig out the saddle. I want to see if there's
Sure.
more information on the saddle.
Okay. Amy?
I'm walking around, climbing to the top of the frog
Okay.
stone thing, looking for any kind of opening.
Okay. Sounds good. All avenues currently being attempted fail. You dig out the saddle, and first of all, it seems like this thing keeps going well down into the ground. The saddle just goes down. This thing, you're starting to suspect there might be a whole stone frog here. It goes deep, and it's a lot of work, and you're able to clear away more of the saddle, and it's very detailed. And it just keeps on going down. It's got like ropes and straps and things all of stone. And it actually looks like the straps were fairly thin in places and have broken off, so there's like some pieces missing of the straps. Amy, you go up on top of this thing and are unable to find an opening. And Hank, I can't remember what you were doing. What were you doing?
Detect magic.
Oh,
Magic.
yeah. Your detect magic fails to detect any magic.
What time of day is it right now?
It's like late morning.
Can someone who has the scroll and speaks Elven read all the directions one more time? I'm so lost.
Josh, if I try stabbing the frog with my knife, does the blade just tap it like it's stone?
Yes.
Anybody?
David?
What's the say?
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I had that I saw about Elvish was open stump in the grove.
Written
The
in
blade in
written in, like,
high
High Elvish,
Elvish. Yeah.
And it tells us where. So
yeah. Go ahead, David.
I was going to say, it tells us how to get to the glade, and it has that in the margin, but did it have anything else?
Great battle between human knights and Fey invaders centuries ago. There's a large grate, had a great beast that almost bested the mortal forces until a brave hero beat it.
And that's lore or circle.
And then there was a note that said that later there was added a margin note written in High Elvish that just said "Open stump in the grove."
Yeah.
Do we know any history on what would have beat it?
No.
Can one of y'all say "open" in High Elvish?
Oh yeah, can I
Lord of
try
the Rings thing?
Well,
Do you want to say
Yeah,
"Open stump in the grove" in High Elvish?
yeah.
Yeah, the entire frog head starts to rumble, and
Son of a bitch!
and slowly it until there's a huge yawning cave mouth where once there was a closed frog head. And we will wrap the session right there. That's a good stopping point.
Kitty, that was perfect.
I'm not
Absolutely.
entirely sure this is the way we're supposed to go. Maybe we should say open in front of the owl.
I think the owl is where it's at, yeah. Cool. We do not do experience here because experience is done when you finish an adventure and return to a safe place. And experience is based on the treasure you retrieve and the objectives you complete. So we're not going to do end of session experience like we do in Forbidden Lands. That's all going to happen when you get back to town after your mission. But we will resume right at the opening of the Frogmouth next time. To everybody watching, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. To our players, thank you for a great session 1. We will be back with more Dolmenwood in a few weeks. We'll probably play this a little less frequently than Forbidden Lands, but I'll talk to the group about when we can get this on, since I still have stuff prepped, so we can theoretically come back to this when people are free. So we'll generally be playing this on Wednesday nights, and yeah. Anybody have anything to say before we sign off?
I
No,
hope you
GG.
guys enjoyed it.
That was
Yeah.
fun.
It was
All
fun.
right. Thanks for watching,
See y'all.
everybody. Have a good night. And I will post on the Discord and on the YouTubes and on the Twitch when we have our next session scheduled. So thanks, everybody.